back with another episode of the Empty Netters Podcast live, brought to you by BetMGM. We are here Monday morning after a great weekend of action, and CP is not hungover, but he is tired.
As always.
So last night, folks, the amazing Anaheim Ducks sent us a great invitation to drive down to Anaheim, come to the game, get to see the Ducks and the Vegas Golden Knights play in a wonderful game. Great time. On the drive down, CP's telling me how tired he is.
Exhausted.
He's like, I'm so wiped. I'm absolutely exhausted. And I walk in here this morning. I ran in here this morning. If you can see me, I'm a little sweaty. Sorry about that. And no offense, but I take one look at CP. He looks wiped. And then he tells me that, are you just standing right in front of my camera?
No. That camera's not on, baby.
Then he tells me that he went to sleep at 2 a.m. last night.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you, we got back. I drove to my house where Chris's car was. I get out. Actually, you Ubered.
I did. I wasn't going to correct you.
It's like 10:45, and I'm like, all right, going to bed. Sleepy boy Dan. Chris is like, I'm headed home. Going to go to sleep as well. I'm wiped. What happened?
Two things happened. Two things happened simultaneously. One, my fiance had been out of town for a week.
Why don't you brag about it, dude?
Let him know, dude.
Why don't you brag about it?
Let him know.
Hey, put a fucking ring on it if you care, fellas. If you fucking like her, you put a ring on it. She had been gone for a week, and we saw her for lunch very briefly.
Yes.
It's like, hey, how was it? How was everything?
Tell me all about your travels.
Yep. So there was a lot of chatting to do, and then two, and this fucked me, dude. This just fucked me. So on Saturday, I was like, I'm also gonna chill.
Yeah.
And then, I run into these guys, and I go to here, and then I go to there, and then I go to there, and then I go to there. And then Locks goes, I want Taco Bell at yours before I leave. So I go, okay, we put on where we order Taco Bell. It's going to take 80 hours to get here. And Locks goes, have you seen Beast Games Season 2?
That is the ultimate Locks. Like, I could see that in a heartbeat. I don't. Danny is also a big Minecraft Let's Play guy.
Yeah.
I've watched Minecraft Let's Play with Danny at 6 a.m. before.
Dude.
What the fuck is wrong with you guys?
So Locks goes like this, bro. Locks goes, dude, put on Beast Games. And he jumps me to like an episode in the middle. And he goes, you will not fucking believe this. I go, have you seen this already? And he goes, yeah. And so he puts it on. And I'm like, catch me up. I don't know anything. And he's like, it doesn't matter at all. So he fucking puts it on and then goes like this, bro. See you later. And just sleeps till the Taco Bell gets here. And I'm now dialed into Beast Games. So then we watch till like 3 eps left from the finale. And then I live my life Sunday. I get back. And Sandra's like, I'm like, how was your week? And she tells me all these amazing things that she did back in her hometown. And then she goes, how was your weekend? And I go, listen to this. And I tell her the plot of Beast Games Season 2 up until where I got. That's my only update from the weekend. And she goes, holy shit. Should we put it on? And I go,
No.
oh, yeah.
You are fucking kidding me.
When we watched the end of Beast Games Season 2 till 2 a.m. And now here I am in
Dude,
hell.
she loves you. There is no doubt in my mind that she loves you. Because that is a lot.
Chris and Sandra are two of the dumbest people I've ever met in my entire life. It's unbelievable how you are both so tired all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And every day when I see you and you both look like corpses, it looks like I'm turning on The Mummy 4. The resurrection of CP and Sandra.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I go, what happened? You guys could have been in bed at 9. And Sandra goes, "Oh, Chris decided to tell me the entire plot of a book he just read, and we went to bed at 4 a.m."
Yep.
And I'm like, why don't you just go to bed?
I texted Locks earlier in the night last night, and I said, tell me how Beast Game Season 2 ends right now, because you've ruined my life, and I don't have time for this.
And he didn't tell you.
He just sent back a ton of those cry laughing faces. So then I had to watch myself. And it's his fault, dude.
No, you relying on a brain dead buffoon, a chimpanzee to tell you the end of a story, and then being shocked that he didn't. That man has the worst attention span of anyone you know. You think he was going to type out the ending of an entire series to you?
He doesn't even remember. He falls asleep. He doesn't even remember what happened.
This is completely your fault. This is a hockey show. Let's start talking about hockey.
Yep.
The Montreal Canadiens put a fucking beat down on the Sabres.
I mean, it's a massive weekend for the Habs. A massive weekend for the Habs. In Game 1, that was the 5-1 game, right? Game 1, they hammered the Sabres. Or Game 1 of the weekend.
I was like...
and they... it was just an all-time... bad game for Tage, for the Sabres. I mean, and that's not even that bad of a thing. We saw that happen to Jackson Lacombe in whatever game that was.
Yeah.
We were like, hey, I
tighten it up.
I fell down.
Yeah.
That was crazy, though.
That was crazy.
That one play, I was like, dude, what is going on?
Are you all right?
It's actually funny because we'll get to this later, but when Quinn Hughes scores that goal in Game 3, and he's doing the mohawk, and he looks like he's like figure skating. It looks like he's ballet. Doing ballet out on the ice. I'm like, how is he moving like that? And then it's like, bang, goal.
Yeah.
And it was like Tage was going into one of those maneuvers and then was like, I am too big for this.
Yes.
And my legs do not work. And then fell down. And then it's one of those where you go, as long as they don't score here,
we're gonna be okay.
Everything is fine. And they're like this, ping, you're dead.
Yeah.
So yeah, not good. But I wasn't that.
Oh, Zach. We're on Buffalo, Montreal.
Yeah. Oh, at the bottom.
Update me on the bottom here, baby.
I was like, it says Habs. I wasn't that phased. Like, I even texted you and a couple guys. But I like this loss for Buffalo. Buffalo needed this loss. You win Game 1. Everyone's fucking flying high. Everyone's buzzing. Sometimes you got to go, hey, it's playoffs, dude. This is not going to be easy because it isn't going to be easy. So I didn't actually mind the loss that badly. But then you go to Game 3 in Montreal, and Lindy Ruff said this, dude. You get the exact start. He goes, how do you take the crowd out of it? How do you take the raucous Bell Center crowd out? You score, get one in the back of their net immediately.
Yeah.
Not only did they score 53 seconds in, but also it's Tage, which is amazing. Literal dream start. So I was like, oh, wow, this is fantastic.
Yep.
But then they get absolutely pop-daddied again.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think that is Lindy's right. Scoring early and first is a good way to rattle the crowd. But as we've seen in Edmonton, as we've seen in Montreal, you're not going to take the crowd out with one goal. And it's great that you got the goal. It was kind of a weird bounce, like weird, whatever. Doesn't matter. Tage gets a goal, gets on the score sheet, and you're up 1-0. But one goal ain't gonna cut it.
Correct.
Certainly not. And then Montreal comes back. Newhook, who is red fucking hot.
What is he doing?
He is red hot, dude. He had 2 goals last night. He had a goal the game before. Two. He has back-to-back 2-goal games. Yeah. And, dude, I am officially worried if I'm Buffalo.
Oh, yeah. Same.
I'm officially worried because you did keep saying, you were like, I'm fine with this loss for Buffalo. Yep. I was not fine with that loss for Buffalo because I don't want to say I knew. I had a feeling that Montreal would win in the first game in the Bell Center. Yep. It's just, you got to give them credit. Got to give those Habs fans credit. They go fucking nuclear, and so do Buffalo fans.
Yep.
But we got a second round here in Montreal for the first time in a little bit. Knew they were going to be wild. You also have the stat that Montreal has not lost back-to-back games. Like, they always respond with a win so far in these playoffs. So it was a big time, all right, you got to be prepared to get slapped in the mouth here. they just won in game 2. You should steal this one if you can, Buffalo. But it was always going to be a tough mountain to climb, and they got shellacked.
Yes.
They got pistol whipped, dude.
They did. Because I'm with you. I had game 3 as a loss anyway. And, I mean, because, dude, it's so hard being a fan in playoffs. I get it. Trust me. But this is kind of how it goes, where you go, the Habs, it's hard to get 2 at home to start a series, right? Unless you're really superior, it's hard.
Yeah.
So you kind of expect a split, and then you expect, or at least from my POV as a fan, I expect to lose game 3 when it's like this, which means now you have a super high pressure game 4.
Yeah.
But if you just win that, you are more than fine, because now you go, we're going to win this. We just won the series because now it's best of 3. I have 2 at home. Like yes, game 4 is so tense, but like if you win that game, you are in the driver's seat and will likely win the series.
Yeah.
So it's, everything is going exactly how I assumed it was going to go. I assume Buffalo will win game 4, and then now we're in a dogfight. Sounds good. So the literal win and loss isn't that weird to me. I'm like, yep, this is pretty much how I tracked it too. It's the
way you've
nature
lost
of their 2 losses.
Yeah, 5 goals on Friday, 6 goals yesterday.
Yep.
So it brings us to the big question: does UPL start next game?
And we had said this, I guess they hadn't even lost yet, but I had asked you, like, what would even happen? And I was like, yeah, you know what? You were proven right, because I was like, I said what would happen if they got pounded in game 2. They did. And I was like, would you do anything? And you were like, I absolutely not. I wouldn't. And they didn't. But then you got pounded again.
Man, this is my TED Talk. I've been saying since the very beginning of this show. And I always say it. If you swap goalies, you cannot win a Stanley Cup.
Dude, I've proven this wrong, though. Like, we looked this up.
Did we, though?
Yes.
Because I don't think you're right. Tell me the team.
Oh, dude, it's like the 2 teams ever before Tim Thomas.
Yeah.
Like, Tim Thomas never left the net.
Yeah.
And then only 2 cup winners since him had that goalie never leave the net.
No, that's not my thesis.
Oh, okay.
My thesis is if you start different goalies more than once, getting yanked in games, that is not the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's fine. Like,
Yeah.
you can get yanked because it's like, oh, this game's out of hand, whatever.
Exactly. I need the
But
rest.
starting a different goalie multiple times, and I mean multiple. I mean, like, so right now, if Buffalo starts UPL again, that means you have had 3 swaps.
Yeah.
Like, if you, and the one outlier, again, I'm not saying I'm right. This is my TED Talk and my harebrained schemes and thoughts. But Vegas is the big one. That was all injury based.
Yeah, I mean, the Panthers started lying
and lost the cup.
Lost the cup. Yeah.
Edmonton. They went back and forth both years, back-to-back years. Then they lose the cup. You can get there, but you lose the cup.
Frankie for like that whole Western Conference Finals
when they won.
Yep.
But then they didn't go back and forth, right? Like, they had Kemper,
Frankie, and then Kemper finished.
And that wasn't an injury?
It might have been.
I feel like that was an injury.
I can't remember.
Someone in the chat, Avs fans, let me know, was that an injury? Because that'll be a big punch in the teeth for me. But I do think it is, and even if there are examples where it has happened, it is way less than the other way.
Yeah.
So I'm saying when you're doing this, I immediately have doubt sewed into my mind about your team. So, like, if you...
So Buffalo's already dead because they started this...
unless they stick with Lyon. Unless they go, it doesn't fucking matter, we're starting Lyon. And then if they come back in game 4 and Lyon pitches a shutout or a great game and they win, I'm like, wow, fucking well done, Lindy, being like, I'm sticking with the guy.
Uh-huh.
And well done, Lyon, for bouncing back here. But if you start UPL in this game and you lose, you're dead. And
yes,
it's just like, it's always complicated. It's like, I think we'll get to it, but Wallstead going back in the net for Minnesota and having maybe the best performance of his playoff so far was so drastically important for Minnesota.
Yep.
So this...
But does that mean they're dead? Because
No, because they've only done it once. I mean, or they did go back.
Yeah,
That's
they've
actually
done it
fair.
twice,
So
yeah.
they're dead. Minnesota's dead.
Yep.
Based on this thesis.
Yep. And
now I'm not saying that's going to come true.
Yeah.
But if they lose, that's why.
Yes. And I actually, Dan, think that you should extend it to once. Like I don't totally.
Well, no,
agree.
because like sometimes it's like if you.
No, dude. If you're my goalie.
But sometimes you don't know. Sometimes there's a situation where it's like we've got two goalies. We don't really know who's the guy. And you make one switch and then that second guy is like this I am dope. I do believe because if, again, I'm not saying that's going to get you a win, but it can get you a win because if that goalie then goes in and they continue winning, that is a goalie showing his defense, showing his team and himself that I'm the guy. I can win.
It should have been you.
But if you suck and then you get yanked too, then I'm like, yes, you guys are dead now.
Yeah.
Because both goalies have now been yanked because they suck.
Yep. Okay. And Zach, how's my audio in your mic? Because
Oh God, here we go.
I know it's so funny because
Your mic is his mic is up all the way.
Chris, you can't hear you, and I'm like, we audio test these,
And it's
over and
it is
over, and
always
it's so
you.
loud. Like in our ear headphones, it is so loud. So I don't know why
It's
everyone's
either
like,
I am talking so loud or you are a tired bitch and you've lost your voice and you talk
it's,
so quietly.
It's blowing him out. This exact voice is blowing out the headphones. Like that.
We have his mic as high as it can go. Like it is all the way up right now.
It was an injury. Thank you, chat. Darcy got pulled because of an injury, and then he went back in the net, so that doesn't count.
Yeah. Okay.
Shout out, chat. Come on.
So yeah, if you are losing so many games that you're swapping goalies like fucking trading cards, then yes, you're not going to win the cup because no shit, you already blow, and you fucking put in 3 different goalies.
You're talking to me like a little bitch, as if you're like mad about this thesis, and you're being like, "Well, no shit, Dan, you're an idiot."
Well, I don't think you're an idiot, but I do think if any team, it makes sense.
Okay, but my point is, teams like fans, like Oilers fans, the last couple of years, this is going on, and they're being like this, we're still going to win. And I'm like, no, you're not.
Yeah, you don't
Because
have the
you
goalie
don't
play.
have the goalie to get it done.
Yep.
That is my point. Like, I think more people
Yeah.
need to be aware of this. If this is happening, it is, again, everything on this show is said with jest, and for the most part. So we're being hyperbolic and having some fun here on a Monday morning. But if I'm a Sabres fan, Chris, my point being, I am very nervous now.
Yeah.
Because if I'm a Sabres fan with this knowledge of the past,
Yeah.
you've got to look at this and be, because this is not said with jest. It is super important to players who the goalie is behind you, especially defense. It is so important to know who's behind you, how they play, what their mental state is, how confident they are, and it changes the way you play as a defenseman. There are a great example is a 2-on-1. If you've got a goalie who's fucking locked in and I'm the defenseman coming back on a 2-on-1, I will so heavily cheat to take away the pass and give my goalie the shot, knowing that he's dialed and locked in.
Yep.
If you're a defenseman in that situation and you have a goalie who just got yanked and you've got a cold goalie in net now, you're thinking about that. No question about it.
100%.
So it's like it's huge to know who's in the cage behind you.
Dude, or go on.
No, that's all it is.
I actually wonder if this will change soon, or not change, but like there might be examples to combat this thesis. Because one thing you have also said a lot is people go like, here's my larger point, Dan. The Sabres of the world are going, we aren't going to win the cup. Or we might not win the cup because, God, we've been questioned. Like, who do I start? UPL, Lion. And I'm going, you're not, and you're not saying this either, but you're not losing the cup because you're goalie switching. You're losing the cup because neither of these goalies can win a cup. Correct. So you can switch all you want, or they could have played one the whole time, and they are not going to.
Yeah, it's not the switch that's the
It's
issue.
you don't have the goalie play to win a cup. And you always say, everyone's like, well, that's kind of changing. And you're like, what's the example? Kemper in Colorado?
Yeah.
He's a Vezina finalist.
Yes.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Correct.
It is literally go down the line. I'll even throw in St. Louis because of what Binner does in big games.
Correct.
I'm like, you know, you only win the cup if you have a good goalie. There is no example of we don't have a good goalie. So the teams flopping are losing not because of the flop, but because you're debating between Jean-Luc Picard and Stu Skinner. You were dead no matter what. You could have started one the whole time. There's a chance this does change with teams like, I'll put this Minnesota Wild team in right now, that this team can win a cup by starting these goalies back and forth. This Colorado Avalanche team, like Bednar said he might start Blackwood in game 4. If he does, and then they go back to Wedgwood, they can still win a cup.
I frankly agree. I would be fucking shocked and appalled if they start Blackwood after that game. I would be shocked and appalled if they start Blackwood.
So we'll get to that. So will I. But point being, that 2023 Bruins team could have won a cup with Swayman and Ullmark trading games. I think this might change moving forward because there are teams that can do it, and the teams that haven't done it couldn't have won anyway.
You know what this is, man? This is like a chicken or the egg thing.
Yes.
Because right, what you just said, you were like, that Bruins team could have won going back and forth with Sway and Ullmark, and I'm sitting here going, no, they couldn't have.
Yeah.
And we'll never know.
Well, I hope Blackwood starts so badly.
Yes,
because now
like
I'm like, there we go, we'll find out.
But you know what's frustrating to me is, like, if Blackwood starts, what do you think? Like, because my point is, we'll never find out, because it is the height of insanity to keep switching goalies if you're winning.
Yeah.
So the only way we could ever find out if this works is if, let's say, Colorado goes, we're starting Blackwood, and then Colorado wins the next 2 games. Then they get to the Western Conference Final against whomever.
Yep.
And they lose the first 2 games. And they go, we're starting Wedgwood now.
Yep.
And then they win 3. And then they lose 1. And then they go, we're starting Blackwood now. And then they win. And then they go to the cup. It's the amount of switching would just be so insane.
Yeah.
And it would be so, in my opinion, lucky to still win while you're doing that. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I just don't think it would ever happen. And the other side of it is, they put in Blackwood and they win 2 games. You then keep playing Blackwood.
Unless you just go, dude, I need to give this guy some rest.
But
Wedgwood needs a little break.
Yes, and my point is, we have literally never seen that in the history of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Yes.
That's why I think it is such a dangerous game for a coach to go, you know what I'm going to do? Something no one's ever done before.
Mm-hmm. But something we have done all year.
But, dude, every fucking team does that now. And again, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm not arguing with you on if that happens in the regular season. But it never happens in the playoffs. It has never been successful in the playoffs. Part of it is because no one's done it. But my thing is, I've not played in the NHL. I've not played in Stanley Cup playoffs. I would have to fucking imagine when you are a team in the Stanley Cup playoffs and you're rolling, that goalie is going, I'm fine, and we're winning. Keep playing me. Like, imagine how much of a fucking bitch you would have to be in the Stanley Cup playoffs and go, I'm tired, boss. Get me out.
Yeah.
That's insane.
You would never, but it's up to the coach to go, you are tired, and you are sitting down.
But yes, but again, every Stanley Cup winning team before that not doing that is a tough thing for a goalie coach to be like this. You know what we should do?
Yeah.
Is fucking throw off all the vibes every 2 games and pull the goalie. And like you've always said, if anyone's going to do that, you have to do it round 1.
Uh-huh.
You have to do it round 1 to establish it and get your players ready for it. And no one has done it.
Yep. Someone in the chat says, hold on, I lost it. Oh, yeah, here we go. Being Jennifer says, according to the internet, the last team to win a cup with a goalie tandem not due to injury was the 1972 Bruins. Jerry Cheevers and Eddie Johnson split time.
What is that person's name?
Being Jennifer.
Being Jennifer, you're the fucking best. That is such an unbelievable find. I don't know how you found
Just
that.
Went back and forth.
But you're fucking incredible. And that's nuts.
Yep.
72.
It's crazy. But Dan, here's a great point, though. Like, if I don't think, or maybe you would only count it this way, I don't think they need to keep going back and forth. I think it is just a rest thing. For example, the Wild. If the Wild come back and beat Colorado, they are the best team left if that happens. Carolina fans actually have something to say about that. But point being, the Wild could easily win the Stanley Cup if they come back and beat Colorado.
Oh, yes.
And they will have done this. They'll have gone, we just played Gus again.
That's true.
And then we went
That's
back.
true.
And I'm like,
That's true.
You were the favorite. This is fine.
It's one. Well, are you saying that they will have technically done this if Wallstedt stays in?
Yeah,
because
he
they
has.
went Wallstead, one game of Gus, back to Wallstead,
Yeah.
Wallstead forever.
Yep.
That would technically be this. No, not technically. I'm not going to do that. That would absolutely be an example of this happening.
And this is more what I mean. I don't think, or we probably will never see a you for 4, now you for 4.
Yeah.
I more mean like we have a guy, but he needs a break. So
yeah.
you are playing one game.
You know
and
what's
then
funny
go in.
though? I always hate that because I thought the Gus start was crazy.
Yeah.
I thought it was crazy and I thought it was disrespectful because both goalies got plugged.
Yep.
And you were like, we're going to sit ours. And then you lost pretty badly again. And that's why I think let's save that talk for the next series where I know there's tons of Buffalo and Montreal fans being like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So let's save that talk. All right. Buffalo, Montreal, let's stay on it.
We'll stay on goalies for a second then because I want to say this. I think coming into game 1 of this Buffalo-Montreal series, we both said, if Dobish looks incredible again, oh my God, the Habs are going to fucking that. We both picked Habs in 7. This could be over in 5 if he looks incredible again. And then game 1 happened, and I went, whoa, maybe it was lying the whole time.
Yeah.
Holy shit. And now after these last 2 Dobish performances, I'm like, nope. We are actually in big trouble. Dobish is nasty.
100%. And again, I always preface this because I know people are going to go, no shit, Sherlock. Game 4 is must win for Buffalo, right?
Yeah, because you just can't.
Game 4 is must win for Buffalo, dude.
Actually, no. I don't think, and I'm only caveating because, for example, we have said many times, if you go down 3-0 to Colorado, you have lost because they literally will not lose 4 games in a row.
Yep.
And I mean that.
Yep.
I don't. Buffalo could win 3 games in a row. So I'm saying I'm not going to stamp it must win in the same way I had Minnesota game 3 must win.
Yeah.
Minnesota game 3 was literally must win because this is over. This game isn't must win, but you are up against it. You are bent over the barrel, my friend, if you lose game 4.
I think it's must win because of how these 2 games have gone. That first game was so huge for Buffalo. Montreal responds as they've done all playoffs, and they don't lose 2 in a row. They tie it up.
Yep.
Then they go to the Bell Center, and they beat the fucking wheels off you. And they beat the wheels off you.
Yep.
And the reason I think Game 4 is an absolute must-win for Buffalo is because Dobesh, who was the difference maker in round 1, had a .966 save percentage in Game 2 and a .929 in Game 3.
Yep.
The 2 monumental performances.
Oh, my
and
God.
Frankly, the Rasmus Dahlin goal last night was huge.
Yes.
It was huge for you just got to see some go in.
Yep.
You have to see some go in. And in that game, dude, fuck me.
Yep.
Dobesh was all over them.
And a peeper, too, which
Yep.
was nice.
All over them. And Montreal scored 4 unanswered goals against you. And it was just like, dude, this is brutal. He gets that goal at the end of the second on a power play. Also good. It was just good to be like, okay, like we can score on this guy.
Yep.
But again, I know one was an empty net, but Montreal coming out and Doc kind of stays going here.
Dude,
He
Kirby
scores.
Doc is the fucking man, dude.
Newhook gets his second of the game, 2 goals in a row in 2 games, an empty netter. It was just like
Incredible. Hey, I think maybe there was one last year we should have got, but that was to get paid on a awarded. Like, because they just like if you get hooked with an empty net, they just give you the goal.
Yeah,
and
that
I was
was
like,
nice.
yes,
That was
hell
nice.
yes, dude, that was awesome.
Yeah, it's just I if I'm Buffalo, I am absolutely is up against it. I'm feeling a little stressed because this is also and listen, we've seen it. We just saw Anaheim do it last night, which we'll get to. But that game by Montreal for my money, and I'm curious what Habs fans in the chat think. I personally thought that was the best game the Montreal Canadiens have played these playoffs.
This one,
Yes.
that just happened.
I thought last night was a masterclass by Lane Hudson.
Dude.
Lane Hudson was fucking flying last
Bro,
night. Everything he wanted to do, he was doing.
The shot fake on the Cole goal. Oh my God, that is so gross, dude. That is so gross. And dude, and to get it over to Cole too, you want to get him going in a big way. To have him see one go in off just that disgusting play was so awesome.
Yeah, I also I'm gonna say here, Habs fans are officially back online.
Yep.
I mean, we've seen in this show a lot of different Canadian team fan bases can be a little crazy during playoffs. I don't know what I love the Canadiens fans. They're so funny and insane and pretentious, but it's like not I don't know why it doesn't annoy me.
I love that, dude.
I think they're so funny. They're so arrogant, but it's always done with like they know they're being arrogant, and I just think
they're
hilarious.
French, dude.
I fucking love Canadiens fans online. They're nuts, and we're getting a lot. These are the ones that I believe are in jest. The amount of it's not a debate. Lane Hudson is better than Cale Makar. Tweets I saw last night were incredible, and again, they were meant to be shit stirring.
Yep.
So I was like, this is hilarious. It's awesome.
Dude, I give the Habs team certainly, but Habs fans a lot of credit because when we launched the bracket challenge, many people had the Habs going all the way, and it's all Habs fans, and they're like,
shout out Laz. Laz has the Habs in the final.
That's a great pick. And so many people texting me, tweeting at me, showing me these pictures, and they were like, keep doubting us. Like, you think Tampa's going to beat us. And I'm like, the whole world thinks Tampa's going to beat. And now I'm like, oh, my God, you are actually going to the final. And that is crazy. But I give them credit because they were on it so early. And, of course, you're a fan. But usually as a fan, you kind of go, well, maybe we'll win a round or two. Maybe we upset Tampa and then lose. But they saw the vision. They saw the vision the whole way. And again, I said this on this very program. Once Marty St. Louis started doing Wolf of Wall Street in the locker room, I dude, get fucking stamp a CH on my forehead, dude. Holy hell, that was incredible.
It's incredible. This team is incredible and so fun. And I'm gonna be honest. Going into this season, I think we both had them pretty high in the Atlantic.
I think I had them.
You had them
like
wild card maybe
or something. No, I had them having like one of those come back to earth seasons.
The Canadiens, dude, are way ahead of schedule.
Oh my God,
way ahead of schedule. Yep. The rebuild, retool, whatever the come up of the Habs team. The fact that Zook had 100 points this year, Cole scored 50 goals this year.
Yep. That's so sick.
It's all so unbelievable. You go and get Dobson, who I thought has been a great addition. Lane Hudson has taken yet another jump. He's one of the best defensemen in the league. The big one for me is, who's going to be your goalie? With Montembeault last year.
Yeah.
And it was like Dobesh was there, but it was like, who's going to be the guy? And I'm the biggest Fowler guy in the world. And then you got this fucking kid. You listening to Dobesh's postgame last night, talking about the crowd, talking about the vibe in Bell Center, and also just the vibes on this team. You now have two, because I think Fowler is a certified blue chip goalie.
Yeah.
You now have fucking him and Dobesh.
Yep.
And I'm like, this is an embarrassment of riches with this team.
It's crazy, dude.
It's crazy how ahead of schedule they are. And 1 billion% in Buffalo, don't worry, we're not counting you out, but every single Habs fan on earth right now should have the confidence of, not only can we go to the Cup, we can play with anyone in the Cup. Mm-hmm. We can play with Colorado, Minnesota, Vegas, Anaheim, doesn't matter. I can't believe how much fun every Habs fan must be having right now, because like this team is so ahead of schedule and they're fucking firing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
No, it's
This is the moment, you think? Like right here?
Yes,
this is the moment.
Look at Marty. Look at Marty. Dude,
Marty doing a full Leo
Here we go,
DiCaprio Wolf of Wall Street. Look at how much fun he's having.
Dude, the boys are loving it. The boys are absolutely loving it. God damn, dude. Yeah, they're doing something right now. They're doing something very, very legit. Game 4 must win for Dan, not must win for me, but it's a serious situation. First back-to-back losses for the Sabres. First road loss for the Sabres.
First road loss for the Sabres, which is wild. Such a tough look for Boston, Jesus Christ. But for the Sabres, yeah. I mean, listen, I think the Sabres have been fantastic. They are fantastic. I think Game 4 is 100% must win for that team. And I know Tage scored in that game, but like Tage, you have to have a huge game in Game 4.
Yes.
You have to have a huge game in Game 4. I'd love to see Tuck kind of come alive here in Game 4 too. But big question for Lindy Ruff and the Buffalo Sabres. Are you starting UPL? Are you starting Lion? And how do you steal a game in Montreal in the raucous Bell Center? Because you know as well that Montreal Canadiens team and their fans know in their heads if they win Game 4 and they go undefeated, not undefeated, but you know what I mean? If they win both of their games at home, they are like, you are dead now. We have killed you.
Yep.
So you have a team who's showing up for a hopeful funeral.
Yeah, right.
And you are just trying to survive. So
they should dress in black.
Yeah.
Incredible.
They should. That would be sick.
Okay. Well, let's go to. Are you good there?
I'm good there. Let's move
go
on.
to Colorado, Minnesota, and Boldy Glazer just said. Okay, he says not officially yet, but the Avs beat writer just tweeted out that Blackwood's between the pipes tonight.
Yeah.
So now, Dan, the winner of that series. To get back to our conversation, the winner of that series is now who will be the favorite to go to the Cup against Vegas or Anaheim will now have done this with their goalies, assuming they ever go back to Wedgwood, which I presume they will.
Yeah, but isn't that crazy? Like,
Yeah.
Why would you presume that if they keep winning?
Yeah, just because I think literally Bednar says he's tired. Like he said out loud, he's like he just needs a break.
He did say that.
I'm 90% sure I saw him go. He could use
someone
a
in the
rest.
chat. Let us know if Bednar has straight up been like Wedgwood's tired. He's just like he's tired. We just gotta swap him out here, because honestly, if I'm Wedgwood and Bednar said that, I'd be pissed.
Yeah,
I'd be like, dude, fucking don't say that. I'm not tired, or even if I am, you're making me look like a baby.
yeah.
I wouldn't want my coach saying that about me. It's round 2. You got to sweep in round 1.
Right.
You've only played 7 games. If my coach is being like this, he's tired. I'd be like, dude, I look like a pussy. And I would use that as bulletin board material if I were the Wild.
Yeah, I guess he's like he didn't say it as directly as I thought. He's just going. He said they're better coming in after a break. So I think he's like, yeah, just give him a fucking break, dude, and he'll come back in. Can I what? The quote. Yeah. It's not a great one, but I'll send it to you. Hold on. But they have full confidence in both.
Of course they do. And the Avs should. This is one of those situations, though. We always talk about the regular season versus the postseason. It's a big thing. I mean, it came up in the Habs Buffalo series with Cole Caulfield. It's like this guy scored 50 goals. He's having a hard time scoring in the playoffs, and I'm like, well, he's going to be fine. We saw him score last night, but it's a different game. You got to adjust to the game. I know the tandem has worked, but you're playing regular season hockey. Teams are playing very differently. So this is one of those things that I think is Spooksville, USA, population Bednar. If you start Blackwood and the Wild beat the shit out of you, which they did in Game 3.
Yep.
So
and
we'll see.
Yeah, and then you go, well, fuck, what do I do? I mean, I guess in that case, it's basically exactly what happened to the Wild, though, because they went, we're going to start Gus. And the Avs beat the shit out of them. And they went, sorry, never mind,
Yes.
back to Wallstead.
Yes.
So then that's what you would do. You'd go, my bad, back to Wedgwood. It's fine.
Yeah, but no, it's absolutely correct.
But Dan, you know what's interesting
absolutely
that
correct.
I hadn't really considered, because the Avs were 2-0.
Mm-hmm.
But the only questions that have ever been called into question about the Avs by you this playoffs was, man, I'll be interested to see Wedgwood in playoffs.
Well, both of them. Like
Yes.
whoever they started,
Yep.
they started Wedgwood. So I was like, I'm curious.
And then they played presumably great
Great.
against the Kings.
Yeah.
But then, even though they're up 2-1 in the series, 2 games, Wedgwood has given up
6
a
goals
ton
and
of-
6 goals.
a ton of goals.
Yeah.
So I am kind of like, oh, true.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Because if the wheels came off there, right? Like if
6 goals and 5 goals, sir.
if the wheels came off there, then you are all of a sudden, as Colorado, you're going, oh my God.
Yeah, I want to stroke off the Wild for a second.
Okay.
That was such an awesome game from the Wild, and it starts with Wallstead for me.
Yep.
You're down 2-0, and you lost pretty badly in both games. I know the first game was a shootout, but let's call it what it is. You gave up 8 goals.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So you get beat badly in Game 2 after Wallstead gets yanked. Now you're down 2-0, and Wallstead gets put back in the net. You're at home. That's great. But when that happens, you're basically looking at Walston and going, get us back in this, dude.
Yeah.
Obviously, the boys got to play, which they did. But that is it. There's a lot of pressure there on Wallstead. And he played so well.
Played incredible.
He played so well, and the boys were firing. That was such a great response for them.
And nothing more important than the fact that they went 2 for 3 on the power play. Like
So big.
Quite literally might have saved the series.
I thought the power play looked good.
It always does, though.
Yeah, good point.
If that Quinn,
point.
If that Quinn crab walk through the slot just hits the post and goes out, then I'm like this. Same old wild power play.
It's also, obviously, listen, it's an empty net, which I'm about to get to, but as we say all the time, they all fucking count the same.
Yep.
You also love, in a game like this, and I'm telling you guys, literally just optically, this is super important. On the score sheet in that game, Kirill Kaprizov, Quinn Hughes, Brock Faber, Matt Boldy.
Yeah.
That feels phenomenal.
Boldy was one of the great empty netters.
It was the greatest empty net. I posted on the story. I was laughing out loud, dude. It was an onslaught. And then you just trebuchet the puck the length of the ice into the net.
Dude, do you remember the Vegas one last year at the buzzer? Remember you and I were watching the replay, and it's literally like 0.1 to 0 as the puck's going in. That was also an onslaught that just got iced, that just went in, which was insane. But this looked like that. It was one of the great empty netters I've seen all playoffs. And Dan, people in the chat making a good point. Wedgie gave up 6, and then really just 3, because then he got pulled. Blackwood gave up 1, and then the empty netter. So it was 3 quick ones. So it wasn't like he was playing great, but he hasn't given up 11 goals. He only gave up 3 in game.
Yeah, that's true.
But again, did not look good, which is why he was taken out.
Yeah, when I
texted to you.
When I said that,
oh yeah, sure.
when I said that, I was mostly being like the team.
Yeah,
gave up, like it was not a good performance.
So great call about the score sheet. The power play finally so good. That was really big for me. This one again, just like Montreal, I was like, this is like a scheduled win for Minnesota. I don't think they're going to get swept by Colorado. They're home. They got to get this game. They came out firing. The Avs certainly know, man, we could step on throats here, but it's just hard to match that intensity. Do you think Nate swimming in flippers in the pool helps the Avs?
Let's talk about that.
Or hurts the Avs?
Let's get that video to Zach, because we got to get that up. I have a very, very hot take on this. A video surfaced, Zach, of Nathan McKinnon, arguably best player on the Colorado Avalanche, swimming in the hotel pool with goggles and flippers.
I saw this video, and we'll show it here in a second. What do you think?
There's been a lot of chatter online of people being like, this is such a bad look for the Avs. They're dead because of this.
What's the best way to get you to grip it, Zach?
Just send me a link of the tweet.
To that, I say this. Anyone thinking this is a bad look, you are dead wrong. Or you have not swam with goggles and flippers on. Swimming
and flippies.
Swimming in the ocean, in a pool, in your fucking bathtub with goggles and flippies on is a blast.
Dude, flippies absolutely rip. It's crazy.
You cook.
You think you're like, I'll go a little faster probably. Incorrect. You have hit the NOS, my friend. You have rocket fuel pumping through your veins. It's absolutely insane. And dude, I wouldn't be surprised, Dan, if he was doing down and back one breath challenges. I bet he was going, let me see how many times I can get down and back one breath. I bet he was having some of the boys toss rocks in the pool and was saying, let me see how many rocks I can come up with in one breath. You guys, I'll close my eyes. You guys toss some rocks, and then I'll dive in and get them with my goggles. And if you aren't, you got to stay loose. You got to stay light on your feet in playoffs. Swimming's the best exercise. And if you want to relax, if you want to ease the tension, then you toss some rocks in the pool, and then you go down and back, all one breath, and then you're having the time of your life. The time of your life.
Time of your life. I'm passionate about this. Anyone saying anything negative about this is just you're being a hater, you're trying to sound funny, or you've just not done it recently. Goggles and flippers cook. They're gas.
I think if I'm Nate, I go right back in before Game 4.
Completely
Boom,
agree.
right back in.
Oh God, do we have it up here? Here he is. Look at Nate Dogg.
this
Look at how
smile.
happy he is.
Toss a rock, boys. Toss a rock in the pool.
I love that he's going arms back too.
Yep.
He's having the time of his life, as he should be.
Dude,
Goggles underwater are fucking awesome.
look at the flippies. Dude,
I can't. He's just swimming like a torpedo, dude.
Yeah.
Arms tight to the side.
he is a torpedo.
Yeah.
That might be his new nickname, dude, the torpedo. Do you think who's that guy on the lounge chair? Wait till it refreshes, Dan.
I don't. Who are the boys watching?
Who's that guy?
I think that is Bednar.
Well, dude, see, this is what I'm trying to say. Did they walk down and close the pool to the public, or is this just the pool?
I think it's just the pool, man.
And if it is,
Also, I'm a little surprised that it's warm enough in Minnesota that guys
I had that thought too.
Oh.
Because it's like, this is definitely the boys.
Yeah.
Or staff or something. But that guy in the back, there's a chance that's just a guy.
Yeah, if anyone in the chat knows who that is,
And-
I want to know.
And dude, I would have been over the moon if I was in Minnesota staying at that hotel and Nate was swimming. I would have canceled any obligation I had and gone swimming.
I think you guys could not be more wrong. I think I just am.
Christ, Zach.
I think I'm just gonna say it, like, if I saw my, and now I'm gonna put this in football terms, but if I saw my quarterback out there in some flippies looking like that, dude, I don't think I could look at him the same way.
If that was Mahomes before a playoff game, you'd be rattled.
What if?
I would be rattled. I would be like, dude. I mean, but the same thing, Dan. I could see your point, because when I first saw this video, my thought was, well, look. On the other hand, if you have the confidence, it's like wearing a terrible, ugly shirt, just the ugliest shirt you can buy, and you wear it out, and people are like, yeah, we're okay with this.
Yeah.
If you can pull it off, you can pull it off because you're the guy. But that was a lot for me.
You know what? Listen, I get it, but I'm daring you to think bigger. Because this is another one of those things, you put a group of guys in a room.
Yep.
And you implement or introduce a ball to that room, everyone starts going like this. Let me get that.
Yeah, let me hit that.
If you were at a pool and you're in the pool and you're swimming,
Yep.
and there is a pair of goggles, you are high off your ass.
Yeah, correct.
If you're telling me you're not going to go like this. Let me get those goggles.
Yep. If they're just sitting there.
Dude, seeing underwater, that's unbelievable.
It is.
Who is not taking the opportunity to do that?
It is.
Now, if Nate packed his goggles
I
and
think he did.
flippies, then maybe we could have a different conversation. But I still stand by what I said. It's fun as hell. I'm not going to get on him about it.
I think he did pack his own. Also, Dan, somebody said that it's empty because it's fucking, you're right, it's 50 degrees outside.
Yeah.
And Nate, Zach, what do you think about this, though? If it's freezing out, does that make him tougher? Now I'm actually wait, Nate's a dog.
I mean, it's like a cold plunge, but
He's
still, man, the
torpedoing.
flippies.
Dude,
It's just the flippies.
Dude,
It's
some guys have to go in the cold plunge for 90 seconds and just sit there. Nate gets in the cold plunge and flippies. He flippies up and down a cold tub.
Torpedo Nate should terrify Wild fans.
I mean, I guess they lost immediately.
That's true.
But I'm just saying.
I mean, look, lost immediately. He was probably looking at the tweets. He was probably like KD,
scored, though.
just looking
did
back
score.
at it.
Yeah.
He scored.
Yeah.
I think, this is what it is. I think everyone else on the team needs to get in that pool with goggles and flippies.
That might be right.
Then they'll score.
And somebody says, what if he's flippies again and the Avs lose again?
Then we can never flippy again.
And also, Dan, I just want to say this. If I am a Minnesota Wild fan tonight, if I'm a Minnesota Wild fan tonight, they're playing tonight, right?
Yeah.
I am showing up to that game in goggles. If I'm sitting on the glass, I'm showing up in goggles like this. Pussy, go swim.
Dude.
Go put your flippies on. If the whole crowd doesn't have
Listen to
goggles
me.
on tonight, then they have fucked up.
Listen to me. After everything I just said,
Yep.
it feels insane for me to say this. Wild fans, if you do not show up to the game tonight in goggles, you're out of your mind.
If they don't show up in goggles tonight, they have fucked
That-
up so badly.
That is like holy hell.
It says, somebody says Minnie was chirping Nate asking if he forgot his floaties. Yeah, like dude, you need to get your goggles out there at the arena tonight. That is necessary work. And dude, that'll affect Nate. Nate is a psycho. Don't get me wrong, but I'm telling you, he's that kind of psycho because he sees everything, he hears everything. You got to be, if you're sitting on the glass, you need goggles.
It's such a good call. All right, Minnesota, great performance, great bounce back. For Colorado, this is the last thing I'll say about this series. For Minnesota, that's insane. I just said for Colorado, and then I went for Minnesota. For Colorado, I don't think you feel phased.
You don't at all.
That is the worst game that you've played since like January.
And you outshot them 36-26. You were ramming it down their throat for the last 2 periods of the game.
Wallstead, great bounce back, getting back in net with a little bit of rest. Like, I don't think you let it phase you. And I also think if you lose game 4, you're still not phased. Hold on. For one reason. If you lose game 4, you go like this. It's tied up, dude. We won 2 at home. They won 2 at home. Mm-hmm. We have home ice advantage. Let's go back home. Let's reset. Let's take care of business. It would depend on how Blackwood plays. If you lose game 4 and Blackwood gets fucking punished, then you go, okay, we got to go back to Wedgie. And now Blackwood's not really an option.
Yes.
Which is a scary feeling. If you get shellacked with Blackwood in net tonight, you go back to Wedgwood and you go, let's reset, which you feel fine about because Wedgwood has been great all year. Should have been a Vezina finalist, whatever. But you go back to him kind of knowing that he's the guy. Like, we can't go to Blackwood again.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So that is a factor. Depending on, if you lose, depending on how Blackwood plays, will be a factor. Minnesota, here's a crazy one for you. If they lose this game, I don't think it's night-night for them.
Yep.
I think that, they put in 6 in game 1. They put in 5 in game 3. I think that they can go, if they lose this game, I think that they can go, listen, it's going to be tough, but we can still fight.
I'll say exactly what I said about Buffalo. It's not must win because I think the Avs
Buffalo is must win.
Could lose 3 in a row. Very unlikely, but they could. They literally cannot lose 4. They could lose 3. So
I
not
think
must win, but
you're
it's
playing the only team left in these playoffs who could beat Colorado 3 games in a row.
Yes, I agree.
Montreal, Carolina, Buffalo, Anaheim, Vegas. You can't.
I completely
This
agree.
is the only team that could beat them 3 games in a row.
Completely agree.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on. Vegas, Anaheim. Last night, Anaheim storms back, ties up the series. We were in the building. Oh God, chat's cracking CPM.
Dude, Leo Carlson Glazer says
we got a Leo Carlson Glazer
and a Boldy Glazer.
I need to Leo Carlson Glazer. Tell us right now. Did you make your account Leo Carlson Glazer because of how much we reference Matt Boldy Glazer, or was that a completely separate thought that you did? Be honest.
There's no way. He says, I would have the Woods race in the hotel pool with goggles and flippies, and the winner gets the start the rest of the way.
Leo Carlson Glazer gets it.
Yes.
That's correct.
That is the absolute correct take. That is the absolute correct take of who gets the start, especially if Blackwood starts and loses. And they go, okay, well, everybody get your flippies on and we'll see what happens. Okay, Ducks, Vegas. Someone said this earlier. This series is the most slept-on series of the second round because it's awesome and no one's talking about it and no one's paying attention, and also because it's on late, so it's literally being slept on. People asleep. People asleep during it. This is a great series, just like Vegas Utah was actually, but this is a great series. Game 3, we saw Friday return to the Ponda, and we had the Mitch Marner game.
Holy Mitch Marner game.
Yep.
The way Mitch Marner is shoving it up people's hoop with the whole Mitch Marner is not good in playoffs, which we talked about last week.
Yeah.
Even before his last 3 or 4 games, Mitch Marner's playoff performances have been great.
Yep.
He's like just under a point per game in his time in Toronto, and people are like, he's terrible here. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And I loved how Torts got asked about that, and he was like, it's a bunch of bullshit.
Yep.
The way Torts will just swear in press conferences makes me so happy. He doesn't care about anything.
It's crazy, dude. It's
unbelievable.
And I love him on the bench, and I want to know more about his psyche.
Yeah.
And someday I'm gonna ask him because I think you were right where he was like, this is whatever, this is temp.
Yeah.
And then he started to be like, wait, this is serious.
Yeah.
And I'm like, stay temp.
Yeah.
Stay temp. But yes, Mitch Marner, dude, he leads the playoff in points. Leads the playoffs in points.
He's playing incredibly.
Toronto people in shambles.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. I feel as though that game in Game 3, because when was that? Friday?
I think so.
Yeah. Game 3 was the best game Vegas has played all playoffs.
Remember after Game 2 we said we haven't seen Game 6 Utah Vegas at all. That they here now. That was them. Yeah.
That game was unbelievable. Marner was unbelievable. So going into this game, I picked Ducks to win.
Yep.
I was like, I just think Ducks are great. I think Dostal will have a good bounce back, and I think that they understand, like, hey, like, come on, don't let that game affect you. They came out hot. They got the first goal. That was huge. We went peeper. That was also great. But the Ducks showed me something, dude. To respond to Vegas's best game with a needed win and a first goal performance, you then let it get tied up on an also peeper fucking Jack Eichel on that power play. Holy hell. And then you get another quick goal. It's just like the Ducks, man, this isn't a house money situation like it was with Philly, right? Philly beat Pitt, and we were kind of like, no matter what happens, Philly's just kind of laughing. There was a world where it was like the Ducks beat Edmonton. That was fucking sick.
Yeah.
Maybe they come in against Vegas, and it's like, oh, we kind of emptied the clip there. But the Ducks are showing us that they're like, wrong. We were a top 3. Say what you will about the Pacific, but we were a top 3 team in the division all year long.
God,
we are fucking good. We're going to try to go to the cup here.
And they were winning the division for most of the year. They just went through 2 insane
bad skids.
We lost 8 games in a row situations. This one was awesome for me because Dostal, dude, was not good against the Oilers.
No, he was not.
They won that
Objectively,
series.
no, he was not.
They won that series because the Oilers goalies also suck, and the Ducks power play went 50%.
Yeah.
That's how they won. So then, and I thought Dostal's been great through 2 games in this series, and then he gets pinballed and then gets yanked.
Yeah.
And I'm like, uh-oh, because if you fall back into that, you're going to lose to Vegas.
Yeah.
Period. Because Carter Hart's been really good in this series. So then he has a great game. That's massive. Ducks power play was 0 for 15 or something.
Yep.
It may have not been that high, but I think it maybe was. But they were on a horrific power play run against this team. Bang, 2 goals. In kind of felt like a must win for them. I'm not sure I would stand. I know because they could have done it, but just a massive game to get those pickups, and in a game where Vegas fought. Because sometimes you get these games where you go, we have to win, like Minnesota. You go, we have to win, and then you roll. Colorado, I'm not saying Colorado didn't play well. They did. They outshot them 36-26.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
That game never got close. Minnesota comfortably won in a game they had to have.
Yeah.
The Ducks came into this game going, we had to have this. They took 2 leads, 3 leads.
2, I think.
3 leads, because it went up 4-2. Like 1-0, 2-1, and then 3-2, 4-2.
That's a different lead in your mind?
Yeah, it got tied twice.
Oh,
They
yeah.
took the lead, it got
No,
tied,
sorry.
they
I
took the lead,
thought you were saying 3-2, 4-2 is a different lead, and I'm like,
they
that's
took
the same
3
lead.
leads.
Yes.
And so in a game, you have to have when the other team is not letting you have it.
Yeah.
Where it's Howden again, and it's another ricochet. All this shit. You go, fuck. They won't go away.
Yeah.
That is a fucking gutsy playoff win.
Absolutely.
And you saw it, dude. The killer power play goal. That was like right in front of us.
Yeah.
And he was like,
Yeah.
And I was like,
It's
dude.
great,
But
great.
that's how you know where he's like, dude, don't stop, boys. Like, we
Yes.
have to stay on the fucking gas here. They're
Yes.
going to fucking keep coming. They're going to keep coming. We have to get this. That was sick. And I just want to say for Vegas fans, because I, and a lot of Ducks fans did a lot of bitching about the refs in the icing call on whatever game that was, game 1, I guess. That power play, someone who had it at the point, Beckett. Beckett passed it down the wall to Cutter, and it just jumped over his stick and would have been either a clear or at the very least like mucked up behind the net. And it just hit the ref's skate and kicked right to Killer, and then he walked right in front. So I got to say, I just got to give Vegas fans a little credit here. Let's call it even. The blown icing call in game 1.
Great call.
Very crazy ricochet in game 2. Because I don't think I haven't seen a lot of people on the internet talking about that yet, but that 100% kicked off the ref skate, and literally that goal does not happen if that doesn't hit the ref.
It wasn't the one you said it live, and then I was looking up at the jumbotron at the replay. It's not like it's a crazy ricochet that then
right into the slot.
He stuffs in.
Yeah.
It was like it bounced and gave him the opportunity to get the puck, where he then had to make a play. So it wasn't that egregious, but it, without question, gave him an opportunity to get possession back.
Yes,
and that's a thing. So
we even.
I like that. You're so right. It was a great response game by the Ducks. There were a few things with, you have the lead, ties up, you get the lead back, ties up, you get the lead back, you get an insurance goal. That's huge. Love to see those moments. I also love to see some fight from Beckett. That was a big Beckett game.
Too. Yeah.
Beckett is 19.
Yeah, probably. Hold on.
Their end of the second period, Beckett has a great game. He obviously scores that first goal. He was all over the ice. And Dowd was all over Beckett that game.
20.
There was a bunch. He's 20 years old.
Yep.
He's only 14 years old.
Yeah.
There were a bunch of plays in that game where Beckett was getting held behind the play, face washed behind the play. He was hacking, slashing. He was getting in the mixer. But there are times where that can go, oh, you're frustrated, and it's throwing you off your game. But again, he already had a goal. He was playing really well. He had a couple nasty fucking plays throughout that game. But at the end of the second, Dowd comes up to him and gives him one after the whistle. And Beckett stands up, and this was a bit of frustration, but I thought it was good frustration. Yeah. Beckett cross-checked the fuck out of Dowd, like right on top of his back, and crumpled him down onto the ground. And Dowd is a nasty motherfucker. That's a tough customer.
Yeah.
And 20-year-old Beckett was like, fuck you, bitch. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And took a penalty, which the Ducks then killed.
Scared me, yeah.
I loved it. Even with taking the penalty, I loved that because it was a young player going, bring it on, buddy.
Yep.
Like, you're a fucking fourth line grinder plug. I'm not saying that's what Dowd is. I'm saying that's what you say as Beckett when you're mad in that situation. And you go, I am a fucking rookie of the year candidate, future superstar. I don't give a shit that I'm only 20. I don't give a shit that you're a vet. I don't give a shit that you're tough as nails. I'm going to fight back.
Yeah.
I thought that was a metaphor for the fight back in this game by the Ducks.
Dude, it was we said it on the video, and we shot a great video. We'll get it out maybe tomorrow or maybe Wednesday, I'm not sure. But that was the biggest takeaway throughout the game was Beckett was in the mixer, and he has got a sick goal, Sally. He got the first one. I was fired up, but then he was pirouetting in the zone, slashing people, throwing the body. Remember, it was like in that one shift in the neutral zone, Dan, where I felt like he stayed between the blue lines the whole time, but he was just banging everybody that he saw. It was ridiculous. I've said a million times, I look up and down this roster. I can't believe how many good people are on the Ducks. How many good young players on the Ducks team. You said even the second power play unit comes out and you're like, this is the first power play unit on many teams. And it is so great to see these guys getting this experience, even if they fucking lose this series.
Yeah.
It is this. These are the things that you learn from and make you great moving forward as a team because they are going to be in the mixer.
I thought it was a great game from the Ducks. Obviously, great job to tie that up. You head back to Vegas now. Really, really nice for Vegas to see Tomas Hertl score that goal at the end.
I was about to say, and that's your takeaway.
You know what's funny, man? We make all these fucking empty net videos.
Yeah.
And people laugh when we're losing our minds when like guys get close and they don't score. I sometimes think, because of how much of a joke we make at the show's called Empty Netters, you know? I sometimes think fans don't understand how important empty net goals are.
They're massive.
Dude, it is unbelievable how often the pulled goalie works.
Yeah.
And we saw it last night. Yes, thank God you're up 2. But you're up 2, And Cutter Gauthier is flying down the right side of the boards, puck on his backhand, and he's trying to shield off the defender, and he doesn't get a shot on net. He doesn't get the puck in the net. And then, what do you know? Vegas comes down, beautiful play. Tomas Hertl, who has not fucking scored in like 3 months, scores a goal, sees one goes in, and now with a minute left, it's a 1-goal game.
Yep.
And every butthole in the Ponda
dude, that got tense.
tightens up. And you were like, oh my God. And there was a part for me, the sleepy boy Dan, who was like, please let me drive home and go to bed. I was like, is this about to fucking go into overtime? And instantly they got like a breakaway off the faceoff.
Still made an insane save at the end
crazy.
there. Yeah, it was ridiculous.
So empty nets are fucking drastically important, folks. Drastically important. And I'm telling you, that you cling to everything you can in the playoffs. Any bit of momentum, any sign of good. And for Vegas, being down 2, you pull the goalie, you get a goal, and one of your best players who has not scored in a while scores, you go, that's great. That's
dude,
very good for us.
So, yes, this is what I was going to say. And dude, oh, yeah. So, just to more stroke the Ducks, I want to say the atmosphere there was awesome. We were coming in, and a lot of, we're in the LA area. A lot of people there are from LA, have been to Kings games. People had said to us, fans were coming up to us being like, you will not believe how much rowdier it is in here than at Crypto. And I found that to be very true. I will say I chirped the Kings atmosphere after game 3 of the Av series. I thought that they were way, way, way better for game 4. Kopi's last game.
Yeah.
That added to it. But this Ducks vibe was fantastic.
It was fantastic. I'm going to stick up for the Kings and for Kings fans. Obviously, after you have won a playoff series, beating the former Western Conference champs, and you are now in the second round, your vibes are going to be better than when you're fucking playing the President's Trophy winning wagon Avalanche.
Yeah,
and
down 2-0.
It's tough. The bigger thing is the Honda Center is, I think there's a lot of people, Chris, who went to the Honda Center 15 years ago.
Yeah, okay, I like this.
I think when you had a fucking diaper full of poop and you went to Disneyland ages ago, you also went to a Ducks game, and you think that gives you ground to talk shit about the Honda Center.
Yep.
Every Ducks fan, every season ticket holder will tell you how different the Honda Center is, even from 5 years ago.
Yeah.
It is a totally different vibe, and we always stand up for Southern hockey.
Yep.
Because it is a hockey purist, lame take, in my opinion, to blindly shit on different arenas just because they're in the South.
Yeah.
That was a great playoff environment. That was a standing room only sellout. That was a loud fucking arena with a brass band.
Dude, doing laps.
That was sick.
That was so sick. And man, there's not a bad seat in the house.
Yeah.
I was talking to people sitting all over the place.
Yeah.
The views are perfect. The in-game entertainment is awesome.
Yes.
The outside, we went by the Violent Gentleman. Violent Gentleman had a whole booth up. And I hate to do this to Whit.
Yeah, sorry, Whit.
But they have a shirt. Can you read it?
Yeah, it says, might as well not even watch.
This is what Whit said before the Ducks Oilers.
Putting a photo of Whit getting bundled is
not even watch.
I love Whit. I'm going to stand up for Whit.
Sabres killing him.
Hammer, that's rude.
Sabres killing him.
It's a violation.
Ducks killing them. They had the other one that you got that was like the puck was fully
Yeah, I
crossing.
love that one.
Yeah.
I that shirt
So
is
good.
awesome.
But the Valiant Gentleman's got the tent outside. They had the puck drop patio with the music
Amazing.
and the food and the snacks.
Great food too. It smelled fucking so good.
Unbelievable. Obviously, we were down in the Impact Club too, which is just if anybody who has a chance to do that.
Yeah, I think my take is if you haven't been to a Ducks game this year, you don't have grounds to talk shit about the vibe in the arena.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, let's show a little love here, man. Like so many of these, this is how hockey grows. All these awesome fan bases making it a great time at games. It makes people who are visiting places want to go to a game.
Yep.
It's like, we're so whenever these amazing teams are like, hey, you want to come to? I'm like, fuck yeah, dude.
Yes.
Like I'm desperate to have a business trip that takes me to Winnipeg so I can have an excuse to go to a Jets game because I hear and know that it's a great environment. I want that to be the case at every arena.
Yes, dude. Just getting to experience the culture, your team's culture, your fan base's culture is so sick. So massive thank you to everyone at the Ducks because that was an all-timer last night.
Sure was.
But to talk about Vegas, like you said, Hertl, huge. Carter Hart has been good. I would say you were kind of critical on the fourth one. It just looked like you couldn't see it. To
Yeah,
me.
it was a screen.
Yeah.
It was a screen.
The killer one, he probably wants back a little bit, but then again, killer's in alone, like jamming you, just kind of push through.
So when those ones like kind of bounce in weird, I'm like, well, dude, he's right on top of them. Those are always going to kind of bounce in weird.
Yeah.
So I think that was just a
So
good
I
goal.
think if you're Vegas, you go Hurdle scored, and then Marner had an assist on that. He still looks great. And then Carter Hart's still pretty good. The big question is Mark Stone. And the one spin zone is, well, we nearly won that game, or we nearly forced that game to overtime without Mark Stone. That feels good. The downside, the negative spin zone, is what is wrong and how long is he out?
Yeah.
And my question to you, Dan, is Mark Stone quite literally the most injury-prone player to ever live?
Yes. I mean, like, literally, yes. I don't know. Other than players who have ended their career because they're like, I'm literally just too injured, I have to stop playing. For someone who continuously comes back and plays as much hockey as they do, Mark Stone is the most injury-prone player to
And
ever play
it's
the
all.
game.
I know everyone wants to LTIR joke. They're all real. They're not.
Oh, yeah.
Mark Stone is not faking injuries.
What did he get? He had a lacerated spleen last year?
It's ridiculous that what happens to him. But my God, dude, it must be painful being a Vegas Golden Knights coach, GM, teammate, or fan.
Correct.
And you're like, I need you, dude. Like,
Correct.
you are Mark Stone. You are fucking nasty.
Yeah.
Please.
He is literally the most injury-prone player to ever live. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I mean, it sucks. Like, if he doesn't come back in Game 5 and they lose, and maybe he doesn't come back in this series, but, like, it's yet another – we talk about it with the Avs all the time. The Avs, being as good as they are with Landy back and Val healthy and back –
Yep.
you feel, if you're an Avs fan, you feel like you should have won 3 cups in the last 4 years.
Correct.
And you're like, we got fucking so robbed by injury. Vegas has ground to stand on with Mark Stone too.
Yeah.
Like every time Mark Stone goes out and they lose, I would be like, fuck, because it's another one, dude. Ask anyone in the league who has played with Mark Stone, you will hear how valuable he is and how good he is. There's a reason he's on Team Canada every year, and no one cares about his injury because he's that good.
Yep.
It's bad when he's out. So, I mean, if they could have stolen that game, it would have been huge. So now there's a big question for Game 5. Does he play? And if he doesn't, what does it mean for this team?
Yeah. God damn.
All right, let's kick it finally to the sweep. Carolina is about to have 2 weeks off.
Okay, so first of all, and we put this up last step, but first of all, just huge shout out to the Canes, because a double sweep is no joke. That it was the first time since 1985 the Edmonton Oilers double sweep in the first 2 rounds. And just checking my notes, what did the 85 Oilers do? Oh yeah, they won the fucking cup. So unbelievable stuff from the Carolina Hurricanes.
I want to jump in and say, because I know there's a lot of Canes fans in the chat, this is about to be a stroke-off session, because I think I have emerged as the biggest Canes supporter on the internet.
Well, I would say that we have always shown love to the Canes. And dude, I went to school there. Like I've been to so many Canes.
You're a Carolina
games.
boy,
I cannot wait. If they, I hope
you're a big Petey Pablo guy.
I hope we can go in the Eastern Conference Finals.
You're a big cookout guy.
Cookout. Dude.
You're a big shooters guy.
Shoots, scoots.
You're a big Durham Bulls guy.
Yep. God, dude, you just got me.
Are
so
you the
fired
most
up
Carolina guy I know?
Yes, I am.
I'm over here being like, I'm the
Dan's
Canes
like,
guy.
I like the Canes. I'm like, I am the Canes, pal. I am the fucking Canes.
But I picked sweep, and then I picked 5.
Yeah, that's really good. I picked 5 and 6, so I'm always just it's double sweep.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's unbelievable. I have a lot to say about them. So before we do all of that, and you kind of do this already, but just a hell of a season from Philly.
Hey, can we go like this real quick for Philly?
I can't clap.
Hey, Philly, you had both your teams get swept out of the playoffs in the same day.
Oh, dude.
Same day or same weekend?
Same weekend.
Same weekend.
I actually wanted to do. There was so many. It's funny you say that.
Hey, Locks, if you're watching this,
Fuck you.
Get your bitch ass in here and answer for Joel Embiid's legacy performance.
Dude, there was so much when the Bruins and Celtics lost. There was so much like tough weekend to be a Boston fan. Like the whole world rejoices, and I was like, the fucking
CEO Jack was like, I've been waiting my entire life for this Boston downfall. The Boston downfall lasted 2 seconds because I then got to see the Philly downfall. all.
Fucking insane.
But that said, we suck. Boston sucks.
We suck.
We're loser town.
So the Flyers had an incredible season. There was the Canes looked better the whole time.
Yeah.
But there was fight still, right? Like we got 2 games to overtime. Yeah. JP said to me in a parallel universe it's 2-2, which is true, right? Like OT hockey, anything can happen. And in a parallel universe, the series is 2-2, and you're going, holy shit, true. Who knows?
True.
But the Canes got the bounces, and they earned the bounces. It wasn't luck.
Yeah.
They earned the bounces. But the Flyers, JP himself said, if the Flyers get hummed in 4, I don't care. This has been incredible. Yeah. It has been. And I'm actually really excited for that team. The only things I want to say about them before the Canes stroke is I think Vladar is great.
Yeah, I think he showed that they don't have goalie questions now.
Yeah.
I would go and get him help. Mm-hmm. I would get him a good tandem, and it might be Ersson. But if you don't feel confident about that, I would consider finding him help because through the regular season, the tandem is the move.
Yeah.
But I think Vladar is like, I'm a fucking starting goalie in the NHL, and that's
fucking
awesome.
cares, dude. Like
he does.
Because I know it wasn't even that bad of a goal, but he just like he wanted that.
But he was pissed, and I love that. I agree.
God. And then my question to Philly fans, and we don't need to answer this now, but my fear, my wonder is Mitchkov looked so good last year. This year was not bad. He had over 20 goals at 50 points, I think, something like that. But and I anticipate a sophomore slump. I always anticipate a sophomore slump. But I worry a little bit about Mitchkov and Talk because Talk doesn't seem to be the coach that is like, just do your thing, bro. Like and which is kind of interesting because Zegras, that was like the big Zegras problem, right? Like Zegras wants to Michigan and whatever. How is he going to work with Talk? And he had a great year. But I am just slightly scared that Talk won't let Mitchkov fly. And Mitchkov is a player you need to let fly because he could be a hell of a guy.
I've got a
hell of a guy.
Yeah. I've got a couple things on that. And then I have another big topic. Mitchkov, he's definitely that type of guy. We actually ricochet shot at Boston. We were talking with our pal Mason last night at the game.
Yep.
And we were talking about Seneca. And it's 20-year-old Seneca, the way Quenneville lets Seneca roll. That's
you
the key,
need
man.
that, dude.
I know the Ducks are a young team. I know there's not competition in the lineup. That's wrong. Look at how many good Frank Vetrano is health bombed on this team. You bet your ass there's competition. The way Quenneville lets these young guys run, it's you have to do it. When you pick a guy that high, you have to do it. And the ricochet shot at Boston is, I liked the kid line, Minton, who's Nadinov, and Hagens. Hagens is your 7th overall pick. Yep. He is like the future offensive star of this team. You and maybe it's next year, whatever. You've got to play him top 2 lines.
Yes.
You cannot Tyler Seguin this kid. You cannot Jake DeBrusk this kid.
Yep.
You can't pick these kids this high and then go, you're a 3rd-line grinder. That's how you're going to get your way into the NHL, young man.
Be responsible. Play some D.
You got to learn some lessons here. Wrong. You've let them play their fucking game. So you're absolutely right about that. Oh, the one thing I will say that I don't know, if Mitchkov is showing up out of shape, if he's not working out, that shit.
Yeah, what was that clip? That was
Mitchkov's camp.
Yeah.
Cut that shit out, too.
Yeah.
Dude, drink some light. You should be drinking light.
Yeah.
Have some light beers.
Try it.
Maybe take the bun off the burger. I don't care what it is. And I'm not suggesting because I don't know. But if we've heard a lot of the reports, if you are showing up out of shape, if you aren't taking practice seriously, you also got to fix that. Because this is a fun Philly team. It's an exciting group, and you are an exciting player. Be a part of it.
Yep.
Don't be an issue. Now, my other thing on Talk It. I don't know if you saw this. Video surfaced of Talk at Philly Barstool after the game, after the loss.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
He's just he's at the bar having his beers after the game. There were some fans who were mad about that. No.
Grow up, dude. They just lost.
It's and this isn't even. I'm not gonna talk shit to those fans.
Can I show you something real quick?
Please.
Yeah. Hell yeah, you can.
Come on, Zach. Look at that transition.
Dude.
Another.
This was Locks right after the game. This was Locks right after the game. This is what a sad Philly fan looks like.
Look at this, dude. And nothing makes me happy.
Look at that custom Claude Giroux captain jersey. That's incredible.
Nothing makes me happier than that, dude.
Yep.
That just, you know what, dude? I'll watch Beast games till 5 a.m. because of this kid.
Another year, same, but always next year. Look at how many signs he has. The
Yep.
tissues are unbelievable.
Yep.
Zach, that's fantastic.
Thank you so much for
I'm
that.
so glad you captured that. Yeah, so this is not me talking shit to any fans who are complaining about that. It's more of the season is so long, guys. When you lose, you got to have pops with the boys.
Yes.
I don't care.
And I mean immediately.
I don't care if you get swept. I don't care if you lose in overtime of Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final.
Yep.
You got to have pops with the boys. In fact, if anything, Philly fans, I think you should be thrilled that Tockett's in the mixer like that.
Yeah, true.
Because that's a guy that you go to war with. That's like the players are like, I want Talk here having some pops while we're commiserating.
Yep.
That's
Let's
fantastic.
get in it together.
Also, let's stop filming people.
Agree.
Agree. Like, let people live. Stop filming people and putting it on
chill
the internet.
out.
Like, what are you doing? Carolina.
And I mean, my God, the Hall Jackson Blake Stank line is out of fucking control.
It is so
Stank
good.
cannot stop scoring. Jackson Blake cannot stop scoring. Freddie Anderson cannot stop being a sick fuck who is personally offended by goals going in the net. I bet he doesn't even like it when his team scores because he doesn't even like seeing it.
I mean, can we talk about this, Chris? This game, Forrester gets a goal. Great.
Yep.
Good job.
Yeah, hell yeah, Philly. Little fight. Little fight.
Jackson Blake assisted by Taylor Hall and Keandre Miller.
Yep.
Jackson Blake, Taylor Hall. Then, Stankoven, red hot.
Yeah.
Assisted by Taylor Hall and Jackson Blake. Bump scores, ties it up.
And
Good job.
real quick on that, Bump is who didn't follow his check to let Stankoven get loose and take the lead there. For him to come back and score like a minute later was fucking awesome.
Then in OT, Jackson Blake goal assisted by Jacob Slavin and Taylor Hall. Taylor Hall and Jackson Blake had themselves a fucking night.
They've had themselves a playoff. They've had
yeah.
themselves a series. It is insane, dude. It is
insane.
absolutely insane what they're doing.
It is insane. You mentioned first time a team has won their first 8 games of the playoffs back-to-back sweep since 1985 Edmonton Oilers. You can guess who was on that team. I will not hear anymore the Canes have played no one.
Okay, why?
Because I don't give a shit who you're playing.
Me neither.
Sweeping a team in playoffs is hard. Multiple overtime games, multiple overtime wins. Sweeping 2 teams is hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, their competition has not been as tough as other teams. No question. But, dude, back-to-back sweeps. Can we please put some respect on the Canes' name? You don't need to glaze them like we're doing.
Right.
You don't need to do that, but put some fucking respect on their names. They have not lost a game in these playoffs. They have not lost.
And played every type of way. They've come back. They've won overtime games. They've won blowouts. They're doing it all.
I kept going on and on about how they play with their food. They let these teams look like they're in it, and then they still find a way to win. They've done that time and time again. Next round is going to be a way bigger test. Way bigger test, no matter what. But if you want to talk shit about the Canes, and if you want to go, well, look what happens every year in the third round, go for it, sure. But I am not going to sit here and be another boo bird when all they've done these playoffs is show that they were the best team in the East all year.
Yeah.
They were the best team in the East regular season all year. They've been the best team in the East these playoffs because they have not fucking lost a game. So I am going to continue to believe in them, and I'm going to continue to pick them. And if they lose in the third round, let that shit talk come. Bring it at me.
Yeah.
I'll take that shit. Fine. But I am so sick of just the, oh, yeah, I'm not impressed. Why?
Yeah, I guess it's got to be both. Because someone just said, right, it's, yeah, oh, David, he goes, so if you went by 1 through 8, which we don't do.
Yep.
If you went by 1 through 8, they've played 7 and 8.
Yes.
So that's a fact.
And you
But
know what?
another fact is we handled our shit.
Yeah.
Which I think you also have to respect.
Without question.
Because I go, what do you want them to do? What would be better? Would it be cooler for the Canes to go, oh, man, they've played 2 6-gamers?
And, here's the thing, and I know they played tougher competition, guys, but Dallas was number 2 in the West.
Yeah.
They're out.
Yep.
They were out in 6.
Bye.
So it's like, here's a team who has been number 1. They've earned number 1 all season long. And I know we don't do 1 through 8, but the fact that they played 7 and 8, I'm like, they fucking earned that by being the best team.
Yeah, correct. Certainly 8.
They earned playing 8 because they were the best team, and they swept the shit out of them.
And then sometimes teams upset other teams, and then you play them.
Yeah.
And by the way, Dan,
also they would have swept Pittsburgh.
yeah. By the way, we don't know anything yet about the next round because I think, and I mean not to buzzkill again, but I said, yes, the Canes season is obviously going to be defined by what happens in the Eastern Conference Finals, right? Like no one is saying, yeah, dude, if we lose in these conference finals, it doesn't matter anymore because we had a double sweep. No one's saying that. No one in Raleigh is saying that. They're going, no shit, we need to fucking have a better performance in this next round. But what happens if they go up 3-0 against Buffalo or Montreal?
Oh, dude. It doesn't matter who they play. It is going to be the fucking beatdown the Canes admin put on Philly fans and the beatdown Stormy put on Gritty was assault.
Yeah, it's assault, brother.
And if you don't think the Canes admin is going to have a field day with whoever they play next round, if the Canes are up and winning, it is going to be biblical.
Yeah, so all the Canes shit talkers, I'm just saying, be careful. Be careful.
Oh, yeah.
Because if the Canes are different, and I know it's like how many times you're going to get called the horse before you get fitted for a fucking saddle, but if the Canes are different this year, then you better be careful with all the shit you talked about.
Yeah.
Wake me up in the 3rd round.
Yep.
And
like, you've got nothing to say.
Yeah.
I talked about round 1. I was like, if you get swept, you got to take your medicine. If you are a professional hater, shit talking the Canes online, and the Canes win anyway, in the Eastern Conference Final, you have to sit down, put on a bib, and take your medicine and not speak. Yeah. You have nothing to say. But again, I will take the shit if they lose as well.
Yep.
So that's that. Only thing left. I mean, listen.
I have
sweep,
something.
Another sweep.
I have something left.
All right, then go.
And I know you don't even want to hear this, but this one is significant. This break is going to be crazy.
I love it.
Really?
Yep.
I don't know how you can love it.
Dude, I'll tell you exactly how. I love this break. You've all heard me say this. I think the break fear. I think it's dumb. I don't get it. They're gonna have an extra week here, which is nuts.
If Buffalo Montreal goes 7, they have 12 days off.
Yeah, crazy. They are gonna have a lot of time, and I hope that series goes 7. For if there's any team I need this for, it is them, because 2 people key: Freddie Anderson, Jacob Slavin.
Yep.
Just get all the treatment.
Yeah.
Get all the treatment. Stay healthy. Stay buzzing. Got some inside sources inside that locker room. They are fucking fired up.
They want the time. Yeah.
They are so in it. They are so locked in. They're so focused. They're fucking buzzing. They are a wagon. I think this time off will do nothing. And frankly, Chris, if it goes 7, as we've seen, this is going to be a Buffalo and Montreal are beating the shit out of each other. Mm-hmm. And just like we saw with Knicks Sixers, just like we saw with Buffalo taking care of Montreal in game 1 after that crazy Tampa series, I think these teams are going to be the fucking knight in Monty Python Holy Grail with a flesh wound, hobbling on one leg and no arm, coming in game 1 against the Canes going, we're ready. Yeah. And the Canes are going to win 10-0.
Yeah.
And they're going to go, we are fucking fresh as lettuce.
Yep.
I love it. I don't think it's going to affect them at all.
I was obviously
Look at
wrong.
that, dude. There's Storm. Oh, that's not Stormy at all.
But
so Stormy called in a toilet paper tornado.
But I like
to
that
finish
guy.
The job
I like that guy.
and kill Gritty. That look on Gritty's face is terrifying.
That's awesome.
How are you cooking these up so fast?
We're working.
Dude, I was obviously wrong about the Avs break, meaning I guaranteed the Avs would lose game 1 after the break. And they did not. But I will say they certainly did not look. That was not a normal hockey game, you know. I'm a little rattled if this does go that long. And honestly, good point about Slavin. For me, it's just the goalies. Freddie's been so awesome, and I know he needs his health and his rest.
He's dialed.
But it's just seeing game action pucks. You literally cannot simulate it. We've heard from Sway. We've heard from a million guys about this. Practice, no matter what. Even if your NHL team is scrimmaging, it's just not the same picking up the puck. And so that's my concern. I'm not saying he can't do it. My concern is Freddie Anderson has been fucking a gem.
Yeah.
And in the playoffs. And if he comes out and he's like, oh, shit, that kind of threw me off having fucking 8 months off.
Yeah.
It's 2028. And now we're playing in the third
It is
round.
possibly going to be 12 days, which would be insane. But I think they're going to be fine. I think they've just shown everyone everything they possibly can, and I love to see it. I think this team is so fun and awesome. And yeah, I mean, listen, all the shit talkers, be careful. Kane's shit talkers too, though. Be careful.
Kane's fans.
Kane's fans.
Actually, good point, because the Kane's chat is very confident right now.
That's what I'm saying. The chat is very confident. X has been very confident. And again, I'm a Canes Glazer. I'm a Canes supporter, but I'm not talking shit.
Yeah.
I'm just I'm like, the Canes are playing phenomenal. Mm-hmm. They're real this year. I do think that they are different. But the biggest test awaits.
Yeah.
So it's honestly bigger than the cup.
I know, dude. It's
like you simply have to win this next series. Otherwise, the shit talk will never
stop, dude. Dude, God forbid they get run. Like if they lose a back and forth,
I am telling you right now, that will literally never happen.
I think that's probably correct. I'm willing to stamp that.
And I reserve the right to take that back depending on who wins, because I don't want to get fucking clipped here.
But
I do not think that they will get swept.
God forbid they get run in the ECF.
Oh my God, I don't know what would happen.
It's like, dude, you got to be kidding me.
All right, that's gonna wrap up this live. Nice long one.
Wait, I have an important thing to say, because we got 416 people in the YouTube right now. Everybody, please, let me put it in the chat. Everybody, please, if you haven't, this weekend is the Gaudreau 5K in honor of John and Maddie. If you're in Jersey, or if you might do something in New York, right?
Yep.
But it's happening this Saturday. But they're doing a virtual 5K, which means you just literally you donate. You give $35. You join the Empty Netters team. You can join whatever team you want. Start your own team with your friends. But we created an Empty Netters team. I'm going to put it in the Slack right now. They're trying to get over 1,000.
Put it in the Slack. You mean the chat?
I'll take it from Slack and put it in the chat.
All right. If you're in the YouTube chat, CP is putting in the chat right now the link to join the Empty Netters team. And here's the deal, folks. You don't need to walk.
You don't have to do anything.
It is a virtual walk. You can walk in your mind.
Yeah.
You click on this link if you can. Means the world to us. Means the world to the Gaudreau family. Donate $35. Sign up on our team. Sign up however you want. Doesn't matter. But click that link. $35 donation goes to an amazing cause. We're honoring the memory and legacy of John and Maddie Gaudreau, helping support that family, helping support the hockey community. And if you want to walk, amazing. It's genuinely so amazing. And do us a favor, send the pictures to us. Take pictures of the walk, whoever you're with, your dog, your friends, your family. Send them to us in the DMs. We're going to send them to the Gaudreau family and to the foundation so they can get all those photos up. And I am going to do another big post about this. But if you are in New York City, I am going to be doing a walk in the city. We're starting in Washington Square Park. We're going to do a nice 5K walk. We're going to end up at a bar, restaurant, have some food, hang out. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be a beautiful day. Please join me. Bring your dogs. Bring anyone. It'll be a blast. But again, you don't even have to walk. Just click that link, donate, sign up, and we're going to pump these numbers
and
up.
Take pictures. Tag them, the Gaudreau Family 5K. They'll repost everything. Listen, there's 348 people in here. We were trying to get them over 1,000. We're only 100 away. If all of you who can hop on and pop in there right now, we'll get them over the mark. It's going to be a great event.
It's going to be fantastic. Can't wait. Also, if you missed this episode of the live, we're going to be posting this, and in addition to it will be the interview with Jane and Guy Gaudreau, John and Maddie's parents. They're unbelievable. Could not love them more. It's a great chat. You hear more about all this stuff. So do us a favor. After this episode gets loaded up, go check that out and listen to that awesome interview and two amazing people.
It's incredible. You're going to love it.
Game tonight, only one. Wild Avalanche, 5 p.m. Pacific. We will be recording tonight. Episode coming out tomorrow. Alec Martinez joining the show. As we've said, we're going to see a lot more of him. So we'll see you tomorrow morning on the normal episode. Again, click that link. Donate if you can. We love you guys so much. We'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, we are joined today by two very special guests, Guy and Jan Gaudreau from the second annual Gaudreau 5K Family and Fun Day coming up this weekend, because I think this is going to drop Monday.
Yep.
So coming up this weekend, we're so pumped to have you two. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. So we've had the pleasure of talking with Jillian all about this, and obviously we've talked to so many of the guys who have participated and donated jerseys and all of this amazing stuff. How fun has this been for you, seeing how great it went last year and then getting amped up for this year and seeing all the virtual walks that go on as well? Is this just a special time for you both leading up to this and seeing more people participate and how much it's grown already in just 2 years?
Yes, I think it's for Guy and I especially, it means so much to us to see how many people really loved John and Maddie and our family, and that how they want to support the boys and just be there for all of us, and it just a testament to what wonderful people they were. Like, we always knew that they were great guys, but it's nice to see that the rest of the hockey community and even outside the hockey community also recognizes how supportive they were and how helpful. And it just says, for parents, I mean, it's great. We always loved all the sports. We loved that they were athletes. It was so much fun watching them, but seeing them grow up as good people, that's what every parent really wants. That's, you want to raise your children to be good people and people to respect. And I feel like, that's, John, Maddie, Kristen, and Katie, our two daughters, they're all like that. And we're very fortunate for that. So this 5K has just been a way for people to come around and show us how much the boys meant to them. Like, they'll come and they'll tell us stories. People will write letters. It was just so nice to just hear other people say so many nice things about them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I heard you say last year, right after the event, I heard you say that one thing that's so special about it is honoring these boys or doing things to honor your boys is a way that can make them proud in your eyes, and it made you so happy. So I'm curious, now we're on the second one, but how did the idea for the first one even come about? How did you get the ideas going to start this last year?
Really, we've made a lot of friends through hockey that are, and their kids and our two boys are all good friends, and they're going through the same, probably not as big a grieving process we're going through, but they felt that they really wanted to do something to honor the boys. So they came up with an idea of a 5K, and then to build this special needs playground for kids that where my wife works and my daughter works. But the first year was pretty much them doing everything. We really weren't much help. Not that we're a lot of help this year either, but it's
They're so good. Like,
they're really
amazing.
Yeah, really into this. And again, we still have a long ways to go to be somewhat normal anymore. So it's nice though. When last year we went to the 5K, we pulled in. It was like around 6:30, and I'm looking at all these people. I'm like, I really didn't think I could face all those people, So, but it was nice. They were all very genuine and just there to support us and make us feel good about a bad situation that and a lot of goods come from it, and all because John and Matt were tremendous young men, and they were well loved by a lot of people, and Jane and I are, we have a lot of really, really good friends that took it upon themselves to do this for the boys. And and this year we're a little more involved, but we still have a long ways to go, Jane and I and our daughters but it is really, really special because we have a lot of people like you guys that are helping us promote it, which is really special. And probably it'll be bigger this year than it was last year, and hopefully it'll grow every year.
Yeah, absolutely. And Guy, you talk about the hockey community, and it's such a real thing, and it's why, a big reason why we leapt at the opportunity to talk to you and help spread the word about this, because we love it so much, we believe in it so much, and have so many of those mutual connections, because we always joke that the hockey community is so big but so small at the same time, and there's just so much love there. But it's also so cool to see how this has come about and working with the Damiano School that obviously, Jane, you work at, Kristen's worked at, the boys volunteered at. How special has it been for the two of you in this time when you're trying to heal and trying to grow, having so many different communities that you're so close with and have been a part of for such a long time, rally together and try to lift you up and try to grow this thing and spread the word and just really inject a lot of love and strength into this moment? That must feel pretty amazing to see.
It does. I've said from the very beginning that I felt like the hockey community, and others outside of that, but especially the hockey community, whether it was from Calgary to Philly to Columbus, where the boys played their USHL, and Omaha and Dubuque, Boston College, where they went to college. So many people just reached out to us, and I felt like it was like a one big hug. I felt like they were kind of just taking our whole entire family and just, giving us that warmth and hug, and that, just made us feel, at a really, really difficult time and really hard time. They were there to kind of rally around us and help us. And throughout, the months, we've gotten so many people that through either messages or on social media or even in the mail that have reached out to us and thanked us for helping them, which I couldn't understand at all for a while, but they were saying to see you be so strong and to take your grief and try to make it something positive so that your boys will be proud of you. It just gave so many other people that were experiencing this hope. Where Guy and I did not see that, because at home we think we are not doing well, because, it's just such a hard, terrible thing to go through, and you're so sad. And I feel like, but when we're doing things for the boys and we're thinking about them and trying to, grow the game of hockey and donate to special needs, or we're going to do a lot with USA Hockey and their, 6 disciplines, and it just makes us feel good that we're doing something to keep John and Maddie's legacy alive and keep them going. And I feel like that is also helping us. Never did I think that we would be in turn helping other people who are also grieving, think that, maybe we can get through it too, because if you were to see us at home, sometimes it definitely doesn't look like that. I'm sure to our daughters who see us through this every day and, have been such a tremendous support, because, I don't think there's enough ever said for sibling loss. I think, you hear so much about, parents or spouses, but there's not enough that for a sibling, because I see what our girls are going through, and, other people, have lost. Guy and I have lost 2 people that meant the world to us, but our daughters really have lost 4, because they lost their 2 brothers, and then they also lost the parents that they had, because we will never be the same again. Even though we try, it was Katie's wedding, and we had, and we did have a nice time. Katie incorporated so much about the boys into her entire wedding. It was amazing, and we just felt like they were there, but it still wasn't like it would have been, if it had happened, a year ago when we had all been together. So I think, and to answer to your question, it's just so many people coming together and really helping us. And, in turn, we want to give back and help other people.
Yeah. Oh my God. Absolutely. And one thing you said, Guy, a while ago, just not even expecting to be able to think you could face that many people was so eye-opening to me, hearing that. And it's so cool because, like you said, last year, 2,500 total participants, 550K raised, and now getting even bigger. But it is so nice that it's getting bigger because you survive on community, right? You survive on people being there for each other and meeting each other and sharing stories, sharing memories. I think that is so awesome. And one thing that we got excited about looking up the event was it's not just the 5K, right? People can come volunteer, participate, watch, all that stuff. But there's other cool events. Like you can walk, and then you've got some kid stuff. And I really want to hear about the diaper dash because that sounds so exciting to me. Can you tell us a little bit about all the other stuff you have going for the kids and families that come?
Sure. Last year it was mainly we had 2 5Ks run.
No.
Is that correct?
Well, we had
Competitive and a
the
non-competitive.
non-competitive one is mostly walkers. So this year we did instead of 2 5Ks, we did the 5K competitive 5K, and then we did the 2-mile walk and strollers and wheelchairs and whatever. And then we have a company that's come in. It's called the
Dream come true.
Yeah, it's all like
Face painting, glitter art,
all kinds of things for the kids.
She's bringing Bluey, which if you
Nice, that's huge.
which is going to definitely be a highlight.
And then we have the diaper dash. Then we have the kids dash. We also have a cornhole tournament, which John and Matt love doing. So we have a lot of people participating in that. We have the competitive dancers from my daughter's dance studio are going to be dancing. We have Lauren Hart, who sings the national anthem for the Flyers. She does the national anthem. We have
That's
Gritty.
awesome.
Yeah, we got Gritty. Who else do we have? Gritty and
The Philly Fanatic.
Philly Fanatic.
Yes.
Oh my God, this
Union
is unbelievable.
Soccer, their mascot's coming. Of course, the kids' high school, their mascot, which is the Ram, he's coming.
Nice.
It's just a lot of it. And our chairperson of our 5K, which is one of our good friends, and it also happens to be John and Maddie's one of their best friends, mom and dad. They're the ones that the mother, she's the one that kind of, she's the chairperson. She does everything. She's also the chairperson of our foundation. I mean, she just does everything. And then we are so fortunate to have other people help. But she said, everything we did, we wanted to do based on what we thought the boys would like, or if they were here, what they would do. And so many of, their friends, along with, both of my boys and my oldest daughter, and then my daughter is, the youngest one is expecting, but not ready for the diaper dash yet. But because she shouldn't be here till July, or we're not sure. They're keeping it a surprise. They didn't want to find out. But Debbie, our chairperson, said, let's do a diaper dash because so many of the boys' friends have babies now. So let's try to diaper dash. So that's going to be new. We're not sure how that's going to go. You never know with, toddlers. Hoping that someone crosses the finish line, but it's nice. Like, the diaper dash, everyone's a winner. So everyone gets like a little baby gift. Like, who can pick one? We'll just be happy if one of them cross. I mean, I can see like them all just sitting around in the same area. But whatever, it'll just bring, I feel like, so much joy and love to what could have been the basis is such a sad time, but we're just trying to uplift everyone and just do the best we can to get on with making the boys as proud of us as we possibly can.
Wait, Jane, I love those the diaper dash videos when a baby gets like 1 inch away from the finish
and then they
line,
turn around.
They turn around and they go back.
Yes, they go backwards. Yeah.
We're gonna need to get some side action going on the diaper dash for sure.
100%.
But I mean, Jane, I love what you said about the emphasis on building things around this event and all of these different things going on around what the boys loved and the way that they showed love to other people in the community. And it is just so uplifting seeing everything that the both of you are doing and the both of you are participating in. And, it resonates so intensely how, you're both just trying to take it a day at a time. And trust us, we get that. And I need you both to know from our perspective and from everyone in this community, you are both so otherworldly inspiring. Doing all of these things, being out in the community, seeing you two in Milan was remarkable for us. And it's just, I know it feels impossible some days, but I love to hear that there are people coming up to the two of you saying how much you're inspiring them, how much strength that you're giving them, because you are really doing that. For the two of us, every time we see you guys out doing things like this and making sure that the spirit of your two boys, who are two of the greatest people ever, live on, and we all get to learn more about them through things like this. It's unbelievable. And I can't tell you how much we love to see it and why we were so excited to be a part of this in any small way that we can, because it is the actions of the two of you that are just giving us all so much strength and positivity and love and joy. And I hope that you both see that in the way everyone is reacting to this, because it's so important to keep the two of them alive and their love continuing to shine, and the way that you're both stepping up every day. It's unbelievable. And I really hope that you can see that.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and last year it was because I think the playground went up in October, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And it must have been so cool to see a tangible thing come from the proceeds and everything. That's so awesome. And this year, can you talk about where the proceeds will go this year? I know you're the presenting partners, the Hollydale Ice Arena, and there's a youth hockey movement. Can you talk a little bit about what's happening with all the fundraising this year?
Yeah, we kind of geared ourselves towards when the kids were little, what they liked and they loved hockey. So with the grassroots of hockey, we're going to be involved and learn to skate, learn to play. And then we really got getting involved with the Atlantic District, which is our district for USA Hockey, with their sled hockey, special needs, blind hockey. We're going to donate a large amount of the portions to them. So
Sorry.
But anyway,
right.
yeah. So,
No, it's
so a big part of the proceeds will go to special needs hockey. We've been communicating with them, and they put a budget together, and we hopefully we can give them a large amount of money so they can try to get kids that want to play hockey, that can't play hockey because they can't afford a sled or can't afford ice time, can't afford USA Hockey insurance. So as you well know, if you played hockey and your parents obviously dedicated their lives to if you're a hockey player, you really don't have a life if you're a parent, right? You're from rink to rink, and every penny you have goes towards hockey sticks and whatever. Same thing goes for special needs. They can't afford a sled or can't afford ice time, can't even afford the USA Hockey insurance. So that's where we're going to put a lot of our money, but we're still going to get involved in trying to help kids that need help to get into hockey. And then, so we're going to be involved in trying to get more kids into hockey in South Jersey.
Yeah, that's the best.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I mean, I first of all, as every hockey player can say, thank you both so much for being some of the best hockey parents in the world, because we do know how much you sacrifice for everything. But I love that you've stayed so involved. And I mean, Guy, you are such a hockey guy. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but were you on the ice last night or the night before playing in a pickup game?
Yeah.
Last night.
Yeah, last night. Yeah, I still skate. Yeah. I if you call it skating, I call it moving really slow on skates. But these last 2 years or 20 months, my brain hasn't worked very well. So I did do last winter. I worked with the one of the rinks of their AAA teams and this skills clinic on Monday nights. It went fairly well, but I'm trying to get my brain back into it, because before this all happened, that boys, Matt found out he was having a little boy, and they both cornered me and said, "Well, Dad, you're going to have to come out of retirement. You have to coach our kids, right? You have to teach them how to play hockey, and you taught it just the way you taught us." And I'm like, "All right, I'll do it for you guys." But so then we went through what we went through. We're still going through, and I know I made a promise to them. The kids are getting a little older now, so John's oldest one, Noah, and Johnny are close enough to the age where they can be on the ice, and then Matthew's little boy Trip and John's younger one Carter, they're only about 4 or 5 months away from being on the ice, so I got to get these guys going. So I'm sure I'm not going to be the same coach I was before, but I'll try. I'll do the best I can.
I think he'll be a little nicer to his grandchildren than he was to his son.
Yeah, we've heard the stories about how you were kind of a dictator out there with John and Maddie, but I'm sure
it wasn't just them. I was pretty hard on most
most kids that I worked with.
I
Fair.
expected a lot
Equal
out
opportunity.
of him. Yeah, it was equal child abuse.
Honestly,
Yeah.
my favorite coaches.
Yeah,
My favorite
exactly.
Coaches. That's how you learn.
Exactly.
It was so
Well,
funny.
it fires us up.
It was so funny. The summer of 2024, it was right before, it was going to be the Four Nations and the Olympics. And John was really, he's getting a little bit older. So now he's realizing, wow, like it's not as easy just to, pop out of bed and just play like your best. So he decided that prior to this summer, Ski would say, I'm going to train you this summer, to John and Maddie when they were playing. And they were like, yeah, no, thank you. I'm done that. You're crazy, Dad. So it was funny. The summer of 2024, John decided that he really wanted to make, he's always wanted to play in the Olympics. And he said, I want to win a Stanley Cup. I want to help my team. So he went to Guy and he said, Dad, I really need you to train me this summer. Like, we're going to work together and I want to be in the best shape I possibly can. And Guy was like right on that. He was like, okay, that's great. And I was at work. I'm at my desk and I get a call, and it's John, a call. And I forget what he was calling me for. I think it was something like what time we were going to do something for dinner, or I'm not sure. And I said, where are you? You're in your car? And he said, he was talking on the Bluetooth. And I said, he goes, yeah. And I said, are you by yourself? He said, yeah. I said, why are you by yourself? And he goes, oh, I'm on my way to the rink to skate. And I said, oh, really? I said, Dad didn't say that when I left for work. I said, does he know? Is he supposed to meet you? And he goes, shh, Mom, don't tell him. Whatever you do, don't tell him. I have to go to the rink several times before that crazy man gets me on the ice and says that I'm out of shape. I'm not very fast. I can't do this. He said, I have to precondition to go to Dad to get conditioned, and it was just like so funny. And I was just like, that's exactly what, what Guy would have said, like, what have you been doing? You took off 2 weeks, and John would be like, I just got done playing, Dad. Like, people get vacation. And he goes, but I, took about 3 weeks. And he goes, and I knew that I'm going to go on the ice like 3 or 4 times before I even tell Dad. So don't tell him. And I never told him. It was just, I think, just recently when someone had asked something about the Olympics and how important it was. And that I told the story that Guy had heard because, he didn't know that, that John was preconditioning before his dad became his coach again. But the boys have both said that. They said he's probably the hardest coach we've ever had, ever. Just,
the training before the training is even harder.
I was going to say, smart guy, the preconditioning. That's how you survive. It's genius.
Exactly.
That's so great. And then and bringing up the Olympics, what because we were there too, like Dan was just saying, and what an incredible experience that was and journey for those boys. And what was it like? Because Dylan Larkin came on right after and was talking about a lot of it. And from everything he said, it was totally spontaneous. But what a moment bringing the kids out on the ice. What was that like for you guys to just watch that happen as the boys were winning a gold medal?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Like, we were just sitting in the stands, and all at once I made eye contact with Dylan. He was looking for us, and obviously, and then Matt Kachuk had called up Meredith and said, "Hey, we're going to bring the kids on the ice." So they came out and grabbed the kids, put them on the ice. What a great experience for the two kids, and that's something they'll know or see. I don't know if they'll remember, but they'll see pictures of it the rest of their life, right? So, but I know most of those guys, and maybe you guys know most of them too, but they are great young men. I'm so proud of them to win the gold medal. They worked hard. They played as a team, and there was it was really quite an honor to see him win the gold medal. But on the flip side, there's a part of me that was like, hurting really bad because of
of course.
I could imagine my son being out there winning a gold medal for his country, which is what he really wanted to do. And that was taken away from him. So, I was really proud of the boys doing for what they did. It was really quite an honor.
It just shows what special guys or men that they were too. At that point in time, they just won the Olympics the men's team had not done that in, years and years and years. And where it should have been a time for them thinking of like, what it was all about them, that they took the time to think about, one of their good friends, and throughout the whole Olympics with John and Maddie and having their numbers in the locker room. It just means so much to our family that they would do that. And then, on top of everything, you're talking spontaneous, like, you win, goes into overtime. It's not like you were winning, by 3 or 4 goals. It was, it's down to the wire. And when they won, to just do that and think about, taking John's jersey and for the guys to be looking up in the stands for us, it was just, it just tells you what kind of people hockey players really are. They're just, I feel like they're just so, so down to earth and just great people to do something like that, for us. Like, we of course didn't expect that. And then to see our grandchildren on the ice and then have the picture with them on the ice, it was just, it was really, amazing.
It was remarkable. And it's a testament to the two amazing boys that you raised, and it's a testament to you two and how incredible of parents you are, of mentors you are, coaches you are. You don't get John and Maddie without two amazing people like yourselves, and that shone through them to the team, to all of the fans, to all of the friends. And it's an amazing thing, the family bond that you two created through your boys,
and how much they want to carry them forward.
Absolutely.
Just the Olympic boys, Cole Caulfield, so many people making gestures. It's really awesome.
Yeah. And it's just so special. It's just special to be even the smallest part of it and just to see it all. And it takes us back to why we're so thrilled and so impressed with the two of you to be, helping create this amazing moment, this amazing event that we've got coming up that we can continue to try to extend to so many people. So it's just so wonderful. And to see it keep growing is going to be very fun.
And the 5K, so for everyone listening, the 5K is just one piece of the Gaudreau Family Foundation. Yes. Yeah. So anything you can tell us about the foundation in general, more of what you've got going on there besides just the 5K?
Well, right now with the 5K, the in-person at the park is closed. So now we're at the virtual, where virtual is, as much as I love the park and everything, the virtual is just equally as important to us, because there's people running from all over the country, and we always ask them, wherever you're running, just please send us a picture. Show us what you're doing. We would love to see it. We just want to be involved, because obviously we can't be everywhere. But it just makes us so happy. And, we were hoping to get the virtual over 1,000. I think it's up, I'm not sure exactly where it's at now. I know it was, 800, I think. But it was just, it just means so much for people that are running in Canada and, of course, the U.S., but, in other countries. And as for the foundation, last year, because I work at a school for special needs, we already had a 501c, so we were able to use theirs, and we just raised all the money and just gave them all the money. We didn't have to have anything. And so many people came up to at the 5K and said, I can't wait for next year. What are you going to do next year? And we were like, oh, wow, we didn't really think about that. But, so many people said, it was great. We would love to come back. And we thought, well, this is, it's kind of twofold. It's helping Guy and I, because when we get out and we're talking to different people at hockey, it's kind of like a little bit of a grief therapy for us, because we're hearing all these wonderful stories, and we get to talk about, and I think, for grieving parents, the most important thing you want to do is talk about, the people that you've lost, and just have everyone realize how special they are, which we really didn't have to do because people were telling us. But so with the foundation, with the 5K, we realized that we wouldn't be able to do it this year. We had to do something else. So we had to go into a foundation, and the wives had a foundation, and we certainly didn't want to, infringe on them or compete with them at all. So we went and had a little bit of counsel, talked to, a couple attorneys, and, like they said, there's so much good that can be done in the world that you could have a half a dozen foundations and still not cover everything that, John and Maddie probably would have wanted to do. So they encouraged us to do a foundation, but we went back and we talked to our 2 daughters, and we went back and thought about, if the wives are doing, what was important to their lives and to their husbands, we should go back to when our children were young. So we asked our daughters, what was the most important thing? What do you remember about, being little with our family and John and Maddie? And they said, well, hockey and dance of all things. Of course, it has to be the two that are the busiest, but hockey and dance. And then the boys loved children. They've always loved children. When my oldest daughter had her children, they couldn't wait to come. The first was born. They couldn't wait to come home from hockey. They were like, "We want to get to playoffs, but as soon as playoffs are done, we're home." So they've always had that very strong family connection where all four of my children are best friends. They did everything together. We went on vacation together. Then when they all got married, their husbands and wives, they became, it was just one big happy family, which was great. But we went back to our daughters and they said, hockey, dance, children, and pets, animals. The boys both loved animals. They both had golden doodles. So it was just, just the going back to the very, very beginning, what was important to them as children. And that's kind of how we based the foundation on. We did take off the dance because we thought, I mean, the boys were not dancers, trust me. So we went with hockey,
God.
children, and pets or animals. So that's kind of, that's what we're going to base this all around.
I love it. It's so good.
Perfect.
It's so perfect.
Well, listen, we're gonna put a clip up. Everything's gonna be on the episode in our description, the link to sign up for the virtual. But we're gonna make a clip. We're gonna get it on socials, and we're gonna get over 1,000 by the end of this weekend. I'm telling you, we're gonna
100%
pump this up and get everybody's got to be running. Everybody's got to be running.
That would be great. Yes, that's what our goal is. Over 1,000 for the virtual.
Trust us. We're going to make it happen. We're going to get over 100. We've been talking to Jillian about getting an LA, a virtual walk here. Tons of people here are excited to do it. But, we're going to get all the links, everything set up, all these clips going.
There's ways to donate. And the merch store, dude. The merch store is incredible, by the way. Oh, my God. I was cruising through that today. I'm going to buy 10 things off that site. It's amazing.
But we're going to push this as it deserves to be.
The logo's incredible. I was fired up. Yeah.
But Jane, Guy, we can't thank you enough for popping on and chatting with us. It's truly such a pleasure for us. And we're gonna let you go. I know you got plenty to do. Before we cut you loose, anything about the 5K, anything going on that you want to shout out or talk about or make sure people know about?
We just want to thank everyone for everything they've done for us. Not only the 5K, the 5K is, of course, a small part of it, but just for helping us to keep John and Maddie's legacy going and just to, helping our family feel better. And also, any pictures, anyone, if they can send us, tag us in there. Jillian is amazing with keeping everything up to date. And it's just like, at night, that's what I do. Sometimes I'm up for hours just looking at the different pictures and the things that, people have done. So, anyone that, does the virtual, please make sure they just send it.
Perfect.
Yeah, we are on it. We're going to blow it up this weekend.
We'll get that up on our page as well. So the photos are going to be flooding in and we're going to have a day of it. It's going to be amazing.
That'll be good.
All right. Well, to the both of you, we can't thank you enough. We're sending you all of our love and strength and we're looking forward to this. It's going to be fantastic.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much, guys. We really appreciate it. Yeah.